one down, backward of point, and they go through for a single. On the sartorial front, Glamorgan as ever in their yellow and blue shirts, blue trousers, dark blue.
Kerry Bowles again, overcompensates, 4 runs here as it's flayed through the covers by Cook to getting Josh Rymel out, but Rymel has a riposte here, 4 runs through the covers, ball just slightly over pitched and on off stump. And
Hogan then, right arm over to left-handed Cook, who pulls this one away for 4 runs over square leg. Hogan for once pitching a little bit...
and Bowles to Cook, still a slip in, and Cook plays this off the back foot, well timed, third man unable to cut it off, chasing round the boundary towards point. Kerry Bowles again to Cook, and Cook slashes this, and that's 4 all the way. And Cook has, as I say, he's 2 or 3 times played some rather poor shots. As Kerry Bowles, and Cook hits this up his sleeve, but he's got it away into an offside gap to deep extra cover for 4. He wasn't totally over that one. Who comes in from the Cathedral Road end, Bowles, and 4 runs, and that was just dropped in a little bit short, but beautifully flayed away by Rymel there. He gets a boundary.
Rymel gets a half volley, which is going to get 4. Lovely shot, and Carlson at Minhoff knew it was going to beat him. In comes Cook again, and this time it's too short and cut away, and that's going to be 4 runs. Carey is about 10 yards away from it, but you cannot afford, Mike. Comes Cook, Bowles again, and that's pitched up beautifully, driven for 4 more. That was a glorious shot.
Yeah, Paul, that's your point. They completely...
And Eddie Bevan, delighted to hear Eddie, as this ball is lofted away for, I was going to say a 1 bounce 4, but it plugs a little bit on landing. It pitched about...
Who will sat one down to fine leg for 4 runs, just fine of the man up in the circle, Billy Root. And that one was...
Rheingold into the attack from the River Tap end, and short of outside off stump, chase round the boundary, unavailing though, and that is 4 runs to Alistair Cook, just dropped in a little bit short and wide, and applause for Alistair Cook's 50.
Dive forward. That's attempted stumping. It is a stumping, and Sir Alistair Cook has gone down leg side. Rheingold fired it wide given, but superb work. As Cook bowls and Rymel sliced that one, is going to be caught. Salter running backwards at point, and
bring you in on that after this ball, which Wesley has hit this, and he's caught, and he came forward and drove it in, and he's hit this one. That's probably going to go for 6, and does do.
Thanks. Salter bowls, and Cushy goes the big one, and he's nailed it. Big 6.
Brilliant shot.
Salter to Cushy, who is caught at the wicket at the 2nd attempt by Tom Cullen.
Bowles, and he's out, caught behind, and
as Joe Cook is in to bowl, that's swung away towards square leg. It should be out. Wheater has holed out on the square leg boundary for a brief, but
good luck, and he had a terrific semi-final. That's, well, the numbers from that game. 289 Essex, that looked like a decent score. Didn't quite manage to bat out their overs, but Glamorgan chased them down with relative ease there. Hamish Rutherford, the New Zealand 67, and Joe Cook has been saying, what a game, 66 not out, and 5 for 61.
Fist pump. This is huge for these players.
It's great doing a game like this, isn't it? Because often in build-ups we talk about the England players and the star names, and perhaps names that people have heard a lot more of. Joe Cook might be one that we haven't heard quite so much of, and he's got his chance to shine in a big final like this. I mean, Kieran Carlson would be another, perhaps.
Yeah,
I mean, Glamorgan cricketers will be very familiar with him and how he's done, but he's a really useful player.
Very nice player. He's had a difficult Orel 50, but his first-class cricket was marvellous. Very good square of the wicket, short in stature, hits well backward point from straight. Normally hits cut shots from about 4th stump. Good cricket. He's got over 650 runs in the first-class season. Proper numbers. 3 centuries. So he's a top-class cricketer. Glamorgan probably don't have the star names, the big names. You know, you look through the Durham lineup, International, Bancroft, a lot of players of that ilk. But actually, I think Glamorgan have some young, talented, hungry cricketers.
Well, you say not a star name, but Hamish Rutherford might be saying, hang on a minute, I've played quite a bit of international cricket. Will he be feeling, yeah, OK, there's a number of players that perhaps people haven't heard of. I've got to lead the way here, and they'll, of course, be batting first.
Yeah, it just reminds me of, like, when Gloucester were winning all their trophies that year. You look down the names, there wasn't no household names, but they had very, very good players. And you look at Ian Harvey and players like that. And Glamorgan remind me of that, and I like that. You know, you don't need to start studied names. And the one thing you need to do is you need to turn up, because you know this Glamorgan side are going to be fighting tooth and nail for everything. And if the big names sort of think they're just going to show up and win, they've got another thing coming.
Massive day for them, isn't it? I haven't won a silverware since 2004. I mean, that's going back to the era when we played Matty Maynard, all those guys, and they were terrific side then, weren't they?
Croft, Kosker, Dean Thomas, I think, was down there doing his thing. That was a proper team, brilliant team. This is a chance for Glamorgan to stamp their authority on the recent history, and that's what it's all about. Winning trophies, getting your name in lights. There will be one hero today that probably may not have spoken about. Always the way in the fall, you speak about this guy, that guy. There's always someone who sticks their hand up.
I'm thinking poor old Joe Cook, because only when we talk up in the build-up's never the hero at the end. Let's hope he has a really good day, because he had a terrific semi-final. Right, that is Glamorgan. After the break, we're going to be focusing a lot more, of course, on the Oppo Durham today. They have the leading two run scorers, Graham Clark there, Alex Lees, you've just seen, and Chris Rushworth. He's 35 years of age, he's a stalwart of the club, and he's still going strong. So Durham chat next.
There are some things that only come alive when they move. And you are one of them. So don't stand still. Try something new. Like one of our award-winning Nero electric hybrid and plug-in hybrid cars. The Kia Nero range. This way forward. Kia. Movement that inspires.
Wow, it's been a battle for over a year. But now we're emerging, it's time to look in the mirror and confront another enemy, hair loss. No more solitary and FaceTiming socially from home, we're out there again. And to win that hair loss battle, address the enemy and consult Advanced Hair Clinic. They offer 100% guarantee to get a result. 100%. That was good enough for me. Call now.
Metti qualcosa dentro? Bloccalo! Prendi la tira però! Dai, a dopo!
From the home of life's simple pleasures.
Birra Moretti, l'italiana autentica.
Don't let erectile dysfunction make you impotent. Do something about erectile dysfunction. Clinically proven, discreetly delivered. Order today at Newman.com.
Welcome to Play to Red Spin! Check out our top bingo games like Starburst. Enjoy wild respins and land purple gems for instant cash prizes. And Rainbow Riches, where you could win big with magic toadstool multipliers. Spin it to win it and get a £10 bonus when you deposit and spend 20. Play responsibly and keep gaming fun at 32redspins.com.
Dyson's outsize vacuum now comes with a laser. It reveals invisible dust. A wider cleaner head is designed for faster cleaning, and dynamic load sensing automatically adapts power and runtime. Buy direct from the people who made it. Free delivery from Dyson.
With Sky Store, you're in for a family adventure.
Are you Peter?
That depends who's asking. My family's in trouble, and I'm gonna get them back.
Wake up, kids! We have a job to do!
Let's have some fun. This is crazy. Biggest bad rabbit, just like your dad. Did you miss me?
Peter Rabbit 2, available now in Sky Store, the ultimate movie collection.
Right, last couple of days, then coming up in the 100, we've got the Eliminator tomorrow. tomorrow, so that's 2v3. Invincibles v Phoenix, that's the women's game at 2:30, and then in the men's game, Brave v the Rockets at 6 o'clock. Finals the next day after that, so nearly done in the 100. It's been a great tournament. But we're back to county cricket here, and we're back to talk about Durham because they've won the toss. They're going to have a bowl first, but we're going to talk about a couple of batsmen first. Graham Clark.
Good player, Graham, been around a long time. Tall and stature, hits the ball very clean. 3-4 seasons ago, got the opportunity to go top of the order in the Blast, and he's hasn't looked back since, really. Very powerful striker, not afraid to get down the pitch to the quick bowlers early on and take advantage of a power play. Generally hits very straight, very orthodox, long on, long off, and over kind of cow corner. Comes obviously from good cricketing stock. His brother, obviously a professional cricketer, and played a lot of cricket with Liam Livingston coming through the age groups in Cumbria. So yeah, very talented player, and this is what this tournament's all about. Another showcase of skills on the big stage.
Just thinking of their Christmas lunch, who's the better cricketer, brother Jordan or Graham?
Well,
they've had some great battles.
I've been in that situation.
Of course,
yeah. Well, Kevin is obviously the best.
Well, absolutely, yeah.
I just got in there before you did.
Very handy cricketer. I mean, he's been a handy cricketer for a long time, Graham Clark, but it seems like this has been his summer.
Yeah, sometimes you have a sort of a breakout season, don't you? And this seems to be his tournament that he's had that breakout, and he's just gone big 141 not out. He's done that twice, 3 centuries. He obviously has that hunger for batting. He seems to be the foundation, and then the rest come back round him. I mean, listen, 606 runs so far, an average of 86, that's phenomenal, and that's what you want. So this will be his breakthrough season, and hopefully we'll just see great things moving forward.
Where's the man in second place there, Alex Lee? He's clearly having another great season. I remember a few of us old uns talking about him a few years ago with perhaps view to higher honours.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if it comes around again, because he is a fantastic batsman. You know, when he was up at Yorkshire, you know, started really well. Fell away a little bit, truth be told, at Yorkshire. Got a little bit disillusioned, I think, with his cricket up in Leeds. Found a nice home up at Durham. Lovely player. Very easy on the eye. Simple technique. Nothing outrageous about how he goes about his business. All formats. You know, he has a decent average of first-class cricket with 16 first-class hundreds. Royal London this year, obviously exceptional. His career average in List A cricket is 40. So they're proper numbers for an opening batsman. And I wouldn't be surprised, Alex Lees and people like Chris Dent, if they're looking around the county game, international game, there's still hope for some of these guys, I think. If they can put some big performances on the box, always helps.
Yeah, absolutely, there's still hope. I mean, he's still a relatively young man. I know he's been around for a while,
and he's a leader.
I think internationally.
Leadership experience as well. He's a leader in that group. He may not be captaining because Scott Borthwick, but he is a leader of men in that dressing room.
Give us a bowler's view of Lees.
Well, I mean, listen, as a left-hander, I generally used to like bowling against left-handers, just going across. But as Nobby says, he's a very organised player. I remember Mark Ramprakash telling me about him years ago, like you did, Nick. And I actually had to pull Darren Gough up and said, what's Yorkshire done letting him go? You know, a very good player. And he just continues to do runs. And as you said, hopefully you can possibly think England beckoning down the way. I mean, obviously not pulling up trees internationally, are we? But you've got to think he can do that, and as no bigger stage in front of the cameras, big crowd, go and do your thing.
Sometimes as a young player, Nigel, you know, when you're getting talked up in the media, sometimes, I'm not saying this is Alex Lees at all, but sometimes you can start to believe your own hype, and all of a sudden you lose track of what's got you to where you are, why people like yourself and Ramps are talking about you in that calibre. So I think, you know, change, up to Durham you go. He's been captaining a bit up there as well, and he's been banging out the runs. So plenty of cricket left in him. There's a lot of players around the county scene. Let me tell you, I watch county cricket every day of the week pretty much. There are a lot of good cricketers on the scene.
There are. One of those, and one of his teammates is Chris Rushford. 35 years of age, Jude. He's still steaming in.
Still steaming in, and it's just one of those guys, if you ask batters on the county scene, who do you not want to face early on? It's a little bit dewy, he's got a little bit wet, a seaming, brand new Dukes ball, you do not want to face him. It reminds me a little bit of when we were playing of Neil Killeen. It was just a bowler you did not want to face. Absolute nightmare. Bowls it in good areas, moves it both ways, and he seems to take out the top order. And that's his job as an opening bowler. And in this tournament, that's what he's done. He's taken out the top order, blew away Surrey's top order in the last round, and that's what he does. He causes problems.
I always felt it was a bit unfortunate for some of the Durham bowlers, because they think, oh, Chester Street in our day, it just nibbles around, you just got to put it on a length and you get wickets. It's pretty flat up there now. He has to work hard for his wickets, doesn't he?
It is flat, actually, up at Chester Street in Durham, because normally first innings it can be a little bit, but it's actually flat and it's a road now. Day 3, day 4, it's a good place to chase a 4-day cricket. 3-4 years ago, he raised a lot of money, Chris Russell, for charity, and he got his lifestyle in order. You know, he got himself fit, strong, and healthy, and that's why he's getting wickets year on year. You know, start of the season, end of the season, doesn't matter for Rushy. Brilliant bowler.
You know, someone we haven't talked about, who's probably going to get runs here today, David Bedingham.
Yeah, well, what a player he is, and I think he'll know this ground not so much for playing that much cricket on it. He was Nuts the mascot for Nottinghamshire for many years here. So Nottinghamshire have missed out on a really top quality cricket. He was running around the mascot race.
Have you just made that up? No, have you just made that up?
Fact. Nuts the mascot's going to get 100 today.
There you go. You've heard it from Niall. Nuts the mascot. He'll be getting runs out there today. Anyway, Durham won the toss. They're going to be bowling first. So the first trophy of the domestic summer is up for grabs. They're in retro gear. There's a few in as well. It should be a great afternoon and evening of cricket. We'll see you in a minute.
Together we can do anything. Just a thing of beauty, 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 beauty.
Corrupt FM, the Revive.
Yeah.
This mentioned me. The Eiffel Tower. That is mad, isn't it?
Oh yeah, they must have moved it.
Curiosity. Curiosity leads to discovery. Where will curiosity lead you? It led us to develop a refreshing and crisp super dry taste. Asahi Super Dry. Discovery is calling.
Don't let erectile dysfunction make you impotent. Do something about erectile dysfunction. Clinically proven, discreetly delivered. Order today at Newman.com.
At LV, we know some things just work better when you put them together. Like when you add your household cars to our multi-car policy. It could save you 20%. And one policy means one renewal date too. LV, it's our heart that sets us apart. Go direct to lv.com.
I think you're gonna like it here.
Why is everyone
throwing things at me? Look, as CFO, it's my job to be ready for whatever's next. That's why I have my finance team randomly hurl things at me. It's also why we use Workday. It gives us insight, so we quickly pivot our strategy, people, planning, you name it.
Sorry, sir. I will aim straight at you next time.
See that you do. Would you like some coffee? Or...
Workday, the finance, HR, and planning system for a changing world.
The attention turns to Headingley as England and India face off in the third test. Live on Sky Sports.
Crank it all the way up.
We messing with magnets now?
Fast and Furious 9. Available now in Sky Store Premier.
Golf's FedEx Points race has reached the lucrative series finale with the world's best players. The FedEx Cup Playoffs begins with the Northern Trust. Live on Sky Sports.
Well, welcome along to Trent Bridge if you're just joining us. We've got the final of the Royal London One Day Cup between Durham and Glamorgan. I can tell you that Durham have won the toss and they're going to have a bowl first. They're gathering themselves. Final words from the captain, Scott Borthwick. They've had a great campaign so far. They've only lost one game in the group stages. They had a fantastic win in the semi-finals. as did Glamorgan. Well, they've just lost a couple of their group games. Statistically, we've got the best batting team, Durham, coming up against the best bowling team in Glamorgan. So here are the teams. Remembering that Durham won the toss, so they chose to field first. Glamorgan, they come into the game unchanged. Whereas Durham made the decision to bring in Matty Potts and Ben Rain, fresh from 100 duty. And they're just slot straight back in to this Durham lineup. So it'll be Rushworth to take the new ball. He's had a fantastic competition so far. Comes off the back of 3 wickets in the semi-final. Hamish Rutherford will face up first. Kiwi overseas. Excellent career for Chris Rushworth. 77 games, 126 wickets. We're all set to go. 2 slips in play. Get to welcome Kate Cross now, fresh from 100 duty, Manchester Originals captain. How are you doing, Crossy?
Yeah, afternoon, Liz. I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. It's nice to be watching a game with just a bit more of a gentler pace to it.
Yeah, it definitely feels a lot calmer today, doesn't it? It's good though. I'm looking forward to this. Looking forward to the day. It's going to feel long. I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, it was disappointing for you guys, but you must have enjoyed the competition as a whole. Yeah, it's been, I think it's completely exceeded everyone's expectations. I didn't have any going into it. I thought if I keep them low, then it'll be a good tournament. But yeah, honestly, it was absolutely fantastic to be a part of and make some history in some cases.
A nice start at the moment for Rushworth. Not giving away anything. Good lines, good lengths. Just a reminder, 6 balls in the over for this format of the game, and they change after every over. Let's just have a look at how his campaign has gone so far. 8 matches, 16 wickets. Good economy as well. Best of 4 for 37. So have you got a bit of a break now, Crossy?
Yeah, I got a little bit of time off, obviously not made the Eliminator in the final, so had this week off, and then we go into international series against New Zealand starting in September, so we're starting gearing up for that again soon.
Thick and fast, isn't it? Well, he's gone over the top, hasn't quite got all of it. Don't race away, they will come back for a couple. And Rutherford just saying, I'm going to let you bowl there, ball after ball.
Yeah, a good bit of intent there from Rutherford. I think sometimes when you've got a bowler like Chris Rushworth, that's how you have to approach him. You can't let him settle on his line of lengths because that's where he gets his success.
Nice. I'll just come back for a couple again. So that's the end of the over, and they will change ends. Just 4 from it.
Right time over, lads.
Nick Selman, best of 140 this season against Leicestershire, Grace Road.
That's made up, Nick. Made up, stop.
He scored the only century for Glamorgan in this campaign so far. As we spoke about, Glamorgan bowling has been their strength. Other way for Durham. It's batting, but this will be Matty Pott. You a fan of the kit, Crossy, of Durham? There's been a lot of chat about it, hasn't there?
Yeah, I am. I love a retro kit. Obviously, this one is a bit of a throwback. It was the first year of coloured clothing in England, which was in the AXA Equity and Law Sunday League in 1993. So I was a little 2-year-old then. And Viv Richards was playing in that competition when they won. We've seen a lot of that recently with cricket, though, haven't we? The World Cup kits of 2019 were the retro kits. I like it.
Yeah, it seems to do circles, doesn't it? Similar to fashion. Things come back in fashion. But yeah, Scott Borthwick was saying that they've always got compliments. Wherever they've gone, everyone's mentioned their kit.
Ben Rain, he's back from 100 duty as well, back into the team. He's coming from Matt Salisbury today.
How much did you sort of, I guess, communicate with the men's 100 teams? I know the Manchester Originals, you built up quite a good rapport with them.
I think we were one of the lucky teams, actually. We decided quite early on that we were going to do our best to make sure.
पाइए फ्री क्रिकेट सेशन आईडी, ये वाला जो मैच चल रहा है इसे खेलने का मौका पाइए. जो अभी करंट सेशन आ रहा है उस पे लगाइए, जो भाव आ रहा होगा टीम पे उस पे लगाइए, बिना किसी की मदद से खुद से डाउनलोड कीजिए वन डाइस गेम. अभी के अभी onedicegame.in पर जाकर या फिर लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में. भाइयों मिलेगा फ्री 50 रुपीज साइन अप बोनस, जिससे आप खेल सकते हैं और खुद ही पैसा विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं. सबसे अच्छी बात है दोस्तों कि आप खुद ही पैसा डाल सकते हैं, खुद ही निकाल सकते हैं. आईपीएल के सारे मैचेस अवेलेबल हैं. ये वाला मैच चल रहा है, इस पर अभी लगाइए, जल्दी जाइए onedicegame.in पर और खेलिए और जीतिए खूब सारा कैश. लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में.
That's the end of the second. Morgan 4 for none. Got batting to come. Kieran Carson, Billy Root, all very capable players. Average score in the competition this year has been slightly lower actually than years gone by, around that 250 mark.
What do you think that's down to?
Good question. I think it will be down to pitches. I think generally they've been pretty good.
I guess with the 100 being on and a lot of senior experienced players in that tournament, they've missed out on the Royal London Cup, haven't they? That was a big talking point of the 100 and the fact that players would be missing out. So you've got a lot more inexperience in the teams, I guess, put it down to that maybe.
Well, that's aerial. But it's not gone down. There is a slip in place. That's gone well wide.
They've started well here. The Durham bowlers, Rushworth and Potts, I think they've been on the money. Made the batsman play. That's key in 50 over cricket. You've got to challenge the batters as much as possible early on. Don't let them get into their innings.
And they're going to push for 2. Yeah, and they'll come back. Good running. Yeah, that's something I think of you, Crossy, that you do really well when you've got the new ball in your hand. In 50 over cricket especially, it looks as if you clearly try and bowl straight, but hit that top of the bails, the top part of the bat.
I try and think as a batter in that situation of what I wouldn't want to face. Rushworth has made a living out of that type of bowling, hasn't he? Just being a really annoying, niggly kind of bowler, a little bit of movement off the seam.
भाइयों पाइए फ्री क्रिकेट सेशन आईडी ये वाला जो मैच चल रहा है इसे खेलने का मौका पाइए जो अभी करंट सेशन आ रहा है उस पे लगाइए जो भाव आ रहा होगा टीम पे उस पे लगाइए बिना किसी की मदद से खुद से डाउनलोड कीजिए वन डाइस गेम अभी के अभी onedicegame.in पर जाकर या फिर लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में भाइयों मिलेगा फ्री 50 रुपीज साइन अप बोनस जिससे आप खेल सकते हैं और खुद ही पैसा विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं। सबसे अच्छी बात है दोस्तों कि आप खुद ही पैसा डाल सकते हैं खुद ही निकाल सकते हैं। आईपीएल के सारे मैचेस अवेलेबल हैं। ये वाला मैच चल रहा है इस पर अभी लगाइए जल्दी जाइए onedicegame.in पर और खेलिए और जीतिए खूब सारा कैश। लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में।
And we've not seen a lot of movement so far this afternoon. Not much movement off the pitch. So I think that's where you do have to target the stumps even more. Bring all elements of dismissal into play.
Right on, mate.
Nice, good finish. 8 for none. Doing well here, Durham. Someone like Rutherford will be keen to get off to a bit of a flyer, but so far, I know only 3 overs gone, but they've just been really disciplined, and that's a brilliant delivery. Just tickling past that outside edge.
Yeah, that's the one that you don't want early on, isn't it? A little bit of seam movement. Perfect, really, from Rushworth, just missing the outside edge.
Middle. Middle off? Middle and off. Thanks.
Yeah, I guess that's something you can do as well in this format of the game. You can just stick with that good line and length, can't you, rather than going to your variations too quickly.
Yeah, definitely. You've got a little bit more time to set the batter up in that case because you've got more than 5 balls to bowl for a start, but you're generally going to have a longer spell as well as a bowler.
Oh, that's brilliant fielding. Good a point gully region. Sean Dixon, excellent fielder.
You've also got the challenge of a little bit more pace from Potts, bowling from the pavilion end compared to Rushworth at the Radcliffe Road end.
Oh, that's just kicked off the surface, hasn't it? Looking at the pitch earlier today, and there were a few cracks in it, but it seemed like they'd be too malicious. This just might have been the height of the delivery.
भाइयों पाइए फ्री क्रिकेट सेशन आईडी, ये वाला जो मैच चल रहा है इसे खेलने का मौका पाइए। जो अभी करंट सेशन आ रहा है उस पे लगाइए, जो भाव आ रहा होगा टीम पे उस पे लगाइए, बिना किसी की मदद से खुद से डाउनलोड कीजिए वन डाइस गेम अभी के अभी onedicegame.in पर जाकर, या फिर लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों मिलेगा फ्री 50 रुपीज़ साइन अप बोनस, जिससे आप खेल सकते हैं और खुद ही पैसा विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं। सबसे अच्छी बात है दोस्तों कि आप खुद ही पैसा डाल सकते हैं, खुद ही निकाल सकते हैं। आईपीएल के सारे मैचेस अवेलेबल हैं। ये वाला मैच चल रहा है, इस पर अभी लगाइए, जल्दी जाइए onedicegame.in पर और खेलिए और जीतिए खूब सारा कैश। लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में।
Inside edge. That's a bit of movement from Matty Ponch, just through the air.
I think Rutherford and Selman will be just saying to each other, get through the new ball spell. There's a little bit of movement off the pitch, not much, but it's just enough to be challenging both sides of the edges at the minute. Obviously 2 new balls used in this format. Close. I think it would have been okay. And it's overthrows as well. It's just allowed them to come back through that single that they were initially looking for. Let's just have a look. Clean pick up. Would he have been out? Would have just been okay. It's good again. Brilliant from Potts. That's the end of the 4th. Glamorgan, 11 for none. Feels like Durham aren't too far away from finding that breakthrough here. Oh, ball Potts. Little bit of movement, good pace. He's bowling in the early 80s. Finding a little bit of rhythm, like we said. You've got longer to get into your spell in this format. Little round of applause as he goes, picks up his bat from the boundary. Brilliant again. Just helps, doesn't it? Bowlers being backed up in the field. That's good from Clark. Yeah, absolutely. Especially when you bowl a loosener. Not that that was from Rushworth. We don't see many of those actually, but just stopped a certain boundary there. The square goes right across the pitch here at Trent Bridge, so anything square of the wicket is generally going to be boundaries. That's a great pick-up, and that'll go all the way. First 6 of the day, just slightly drifting down the leg side, Rushworth. Rutherford says, thank you very much. Just slightly straight on his line.
भाइयों पाइए फ्री क्रिकेट सेशन आईडी, ये वाला जो मैच चल रहा है इसे खेलने का मौका पाइए। जो अभी करंट सेशन आ रहा है उस पे लगाइए, जो भाव आ रहा होगा टीम पे उस पे लगाइए, बिना किसी की मदद से खुद से डाउनलोड कीजिए वन डाइस गेम अभी के अभी onedicegame.in पर जाकर, या फिर लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों मिलेगा फ्री 50 रुपीज़ साइन अप बोनस, जिससे आप खेल सकते हैं और खुद ही पैसा विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं। सबसे अच्छी बात है दोस्तों कि आप खुद ही पैसा डाल सकते हैं, खुद ही निकाल सकते हैं। आईपीएल के सारे मैचेस अवेलेबल हैं। ये वाला मैच चल रहा है, इस पर अभी लगाइए, जल्दी जाइए onedicegame.in पर और खेलिए और जीतिए खूब सारा कैश। लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में।
Yeah, it's keeping that discipline, isn't it? Because as a bowler, you want the batters to try and maybe increase their risk level or try and force something that might not be there. So to have that discipline is so important, isn't it?
And I think, like we touched on earlier, having those 2 new balls, it just offers a little bit more to the bowling side early on. So you've just got to be that bit more patient as an opening batter and you can easily catch up in this format.
Had a bit of a moral dilemma earlier in the game, didn't we? With the selection of the team, seeing Rain and Potts come in after being on 100 duty. It's an interesting one, isn't it? Because they've obviously had a team that's got them to that point, but then suddenly, when I guess their stars come back, they slot right in and people have to miss out. He hasn't got all of that. And Chase is on. It's as if they just come back for a couple. Yeah, from a captaincy point of view, how do you view that?
It is a really difficult one, but I think it's something that we're going to see more of as more cricket is played around the world, really. You have to have your best team playing in a final, though, for me. And unfortunately, that is the brutality of professional sport. It's just making sure you're not the one to have the conversation with the players that are missing out. Let the coach do that.
It is. That's the end of Rutherford. Just looking to increase that intensity, up the run rate. Straight down to that fielder at fine leg.
A little bit of a shuffle across the crease from Rutherford there. Just tried to create something like we talked about with Rushford. He's so disciplined with his lines and lengths, but he's just got it wrong there. Fed Lee's an easy catch on the fine leg boundary.
भाइयों पाइए फ्री क्रिकेट सेशन आईडी, ये वाला जो मैच चल रहा है इसे खेलने का मौका पाइए. जो अभी करंट सेशन आ रहा है उस पे लगाइए, जो भाव आ रहा होगा टीम पे उस पे लगाइए, बिना किसी की मदद से खुद से डाउनलोड कीजिए वन डाइस गेम. अभी के अभी onediceGame.in पर जाकर, या फिर लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में. भाइयों मिलेगा फ्री 50 रुपीज साइन अप बोनस, जिससे आप खेल सकते हैं और खुद ही पैसा विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं. सबसे अच्छी बात है दोस्तों कि आप खुद ही पैसा डाल सकते हैं, खुद ही निकाल सकते हैं. आईपीएल के सारे मैचेस अवेलेबल हैं. ये वाला मैच चल रहा है, इस पर अभी लगाइए, जल्दी जाइए onediceGame.in पर और खेलिए और जीतिए खूब सारा कैश. लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में.
And one Ben & Jerry's for £5. It's almost too good to be true. Co-op is what we do. You struggled with credit in the past, then you've come to the right place. Everyday Loans. Representative APR 99.9%. Apply now at everydayloans.co.uk.
Well, welcome back. Glamorgan just lost their first wicket. Hamish Rutherford, he went for 15, just trying to up the run rate. And that's brought in Stephen Reingold. 10 games for him, average of 20. Oh, not a bad start. Apologies, that was Selman. He's been in for a while longer, so clearly got the pace of the pitch, but that was an excellent shot.
Little bit too full from Potts there, but beautiful shot from Selman.
Well, this is the reason why Reingold's out here. Rutherford looking to pepper that leg side boundary. Didn't quite get all of it. It was a nice, simple catch for Lees. That's the breakthrough that Durham needed.
That was as well Rushworth's 12th power play wicket of the competition. He's taken 17 overall, and that, yeah, like I said, that was his 12th, which just goes to show how important he is with that new ball for Durham. Frequently finds that breakthrough. And I think the importance of early wickets in this format just goes to show, really. You can get batting lineups on the back foot early if you're taking key wickets early.
भाइयों पाइए फ्री क्रिकेट सेशन आईडी, ये वाला जो मैच चल रहा है इसे खेलने का मौका पाइए। जो अभी करंट सेशन आ रहा है उस पे लगाइए, जो भाव आ रहा होगा टीम पे उस पे लगाइए, बिना किसी की मदद से खुद से डाउनलोड कीजिए वन डाइस गेम अभी के अभी onedicegame.in पर जाकर, या फिर लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों मिलेगा फ्री 50 रुपीज साइन अप बोनस जिससे आप खेल सकते हैं और खुद ही पैसा विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं। सबसे अच्छी बात है दोस्तों कि आप खुद ही पैसा डाल सकते हैं, खुद ही निकाल सकते हैं। आईपीएल के सारे मैचेस अवेलेबल हैं। ये वाला मैच चल रहा है, इस पर अभी लगाइए, जल्दी जाइए onedicegame.in पर और खेलिए और जीतिए खूब सारा कैश। लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में।
Couple of those today, and that will race away. Again, just a slight error, slightly out in front. That will keep Potts interested. And that's the end of the over as well. 28 for 1.
Wobbles, seam delivery there. You can just see the movement off the pitch and challenge that inside edge again. Relatively expensive over from Potts there. 2 boundaries coming off it. You forgive the second one. I think you're happy to see the inside edge down to fine leg.
Yeah, you don't mind seeing that as a bowler, do you? Or just skewing off the edges.
And you obviously can't set a field for that either, so it is, yeah, it's forgivable. Still frustrating, but forgivable.
They're interested. Just feel that was sliding down. Wicketkeeper slips they all went up, but Rushworth didn't seem too interested.
Neil Mallender umpiring there, standing in at the Radcliffe Road end.
He's played that nicely. That could go all the way, and it has. Really well played. Didn't try and overhit it. Good timing.
Yeah, we made mention of the square here, going right across the pitch at Trent Bridge, and that's just the perfect example of that. It's just blown away to the deep square leg boundary. I asked Neil Mallender about that little head protector that he wears on his hat, and he said it comes from baseball. It's something that they wear in baseball. I thought it was like a visual, you know, the VR machines that you can wear. But why has he got that on a cricket pitch?
भाइयों पाइए फ्री क्रिकेट सेशन आईडी, ये वाला जो मैच चल रहा है इसे खेलने का मौका पाइए। जो अभी करंट सेशन आ रहा है उस पे लगाइए, जो भाव आ रहा होगा टीम पे उस पे लगाइए, बिना किसी की मदद से खुद से डाउनलोड कीजिए वन डाइस गेम अभी के अभी onedicegame.in पर जाकर, या फिर लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों मिलेगा फ्री 50 रुपीज साइन अप बोनस जिससे आप खेल सकते हैं और खुद ही पैसा विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं। सबसे अच्छी बात है दोस्तों कि आप खुद ही पैसा डाल सकते हैं, खुद ही निकाल सकते हैं। आईपीएल के सारे मैचेस अवेलेबल हैं। ये वाला मैच चल रहा है, इस पर अभी लगाइए, जल्दी जाइए onedicegame.in पर और खेलिए और जीतिए खूब सारा कैश। लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में।
Seen as well over in the Big Bash if the umpires wear helmets. But you think a lot of umpires are ex-players, and their natural reaction is to get their hands in front of their face to stop the ball. So I think that arm shield is quite a good option.
Nice finish from Rushworth to the over. Glamorgan 33 for 1 of 7.
Kill circle. Hey everyone, you'll never guess what I have!
Sorry, honey.
No, never apologize for an effective kill circle. Crude 2, available now in Sky Store Premier.
The Icarva, the Major.
It's great to see you boys reunited.
Are they sex shop handcuffs? What's your point?
Arsenal fight to take on Chelsea as the Premier League continues this weekend. Part of a great lineup of games, live on Sky Sports.
Good start for Glamorgan, inserted. Lost Hamish Rutherford early. They've weathered the storm. Rushworth has been good. Alongside me, a man who knows a thing or two about winning domestic one-day trophies. Told me back-to-back with Essex. Darren Gough, good morning. Good afternoon, even.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, it's good to county cricket back. Love this game, really do. Good to see Glamorgan and Durham playing in the final. Fantastic to see. Great occasion for these guys playing in a domestic final.
Nicely played away, Matthew Potts. Nice and full. Yeah, what would have been the motions as Glamorgan would have travelled up yesterday afternoon? Durham obviously travelling down. Meetings last night. What's the thought process, especially for the younger players? What are they going through this morning, this afternoon in preparation?
Well, I saw them this morning, the Glamorgan team and the coach in the hotel. They left nice and early. They were leaving at 9:30. I said, dear me, guys. But these two, obviously the two youngest first-class counties, so that's why I'm really excited that they've got through to this. I think it's great for them. But this is a good action. Just looking at Matty Potts, look at this. Fantastic performer, good ball it is to see.
भाइयों पाइए फ्री क्रिकेट सेशन आईडी, ये वाला जो मैच चल रहा है इसे खेलने का मौका पाइए. जो अभी करंट सेशन आ रहा है उस पे लगाइए, जो भाव आ रहा होगा टीम पे उस पे लगाइए, बिना किसी की मदद से खुद से डाउनलोड कीजिए वन डाइस गेम. अभी के अभी onedicegame.in पर जाकर, या फिर लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में. भाइयों मिलेगा फ्री 50 रुपीज साइन अप बोनस, जिससे आप खेल सकते हैं और खुद ही पैसा विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं. सबसे अच्छी बात है दोस्तों कि आप खुद ही पैसा डाल सकते हैं, खुद ही निकाल सकते हैं. आईपीएल के सारे मैचेस अवेलेबल हैं. ये वाला मैच चल रहा है, इस पर अभी लगाइए, जल्दी जाइए onedicegame.in पर और खेलिए और जीतिए खूब सारा कैश. लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में.
Yeah, got back involved a couple of seasons ago, Surrey, in both of them, and I think he's been instrumental in a turnaround of fortunes, you would say. On the field, they had a tough time for a number of years. Durham went through a couple of dark years, but I think they've turned the corner now with some good young talent and some good recruitment from other counties, the likes of Alex Lees, etc. I think for Durham and their fans in the North East, a wonderful cricketing part of the country, the future's bright. Chipped in the air. Safe. Dot the finish. Tidy over from Matthew Potts. 34 for 1. Hamish Rutherford, first man to go. Caught down at long leg. He played well. He did earlier hit a big 6 over deep square leg, but he tried to repeat it, but caught in the deep. It's been pretty good going. Nick Salmon's looked very assured. Ryan Gold just come to the crease.
There he is, Baron Botham, looking smart as always. Absolute legend of the game. A great bloke to go with it as well. Loves his golf still. He's shooting.
What a performer Chris Rushworth has been for Durham over the last 15 years. A stellar bowler.
Absolutely. In county cricket, he's been outstanding for Durham. Represented them well over the years. And they've always, listen, Durham, one thing they do really well is develop their youngsters. They're really strong on it. They've had developed some top bowlers. And if you consider some of the bowlers that missed this tournament, they've still managed to get to the final. Stokes, Carse, Wood. And Potts, rain. I mean, you could go on and on. They just keep producing fast bowlers. In fact, most of the northern teams do produce a lot of bowlers, don't they? Yorkshire do exactly the same. But I think the success in this tournament has been down to their batting. It's not really been affected, has it? And their batting's pretty strong and well deserved to get to the final. But they've had a good start here, Durham.
That's going to be wide down leg side. Nice footwork by the Australian Cam Bancroft.
भाइयों पाइए फ्री क्रिकेट सेशन आईडी, ये वाला जो मैच चल रहा है इसे खेलने का मौका पाइए. जो अभी करंट सेशन आ रहा है उस पे लगाइए, जो भाव आ रहा होगा टीम पे उस पे लगाइए, बिना किसी की मदद से खुद से डाउनलोड कीजिए वन डाइस गेम. अभी के अभी onedicegame.in पर जाकर, या फिर लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में. भाइयों मिलेगा फ्री 50 रुपीज साइन अप बोनस, जिससे आप खेल सकते हैं और खुद ही पैसा विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं. सबसे अच्छी बात है दोस्तों कि आप खुद ही पैसा डाल सकते हैं, खुद ही निकाल सकते हैं. आईपीएल के सारे मैचेस अवेलेबल हैं. ये वाला मैच चल रहा है, इस पर अभी लगाइए, जल्दी जाइए onedicegame.in पर और खेलिए और जीतिए खूब सारा कैश. लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में.
They've been searching for that finger spin ever since Gareth Breeze really retired. Just been searching for that, someone just to hole and end. He's done a good job this year, Liam Travascus. Holding a good line of length there. Durham just holding a good line. There's not much movement off the surface. Just testing the defences. Yeah, Liam Travascus, good cricketer. Very competitive, very accurate left arm tweaker.
Every team needs it now. You need a good spinner. It's important. There he is, throwing the ball back to his experienced bowler, Rushforth. Looks a good pitch, by the way. Looks an absolute belter.
Shuffles down. And that's the culmination of a bit of pressure being applied by both Rushforth and Matthew Potts. A little bit of pressure being created on the batsman Ryan Gold, who's been plucked from club cricket. Been playing for Neath Cricket Club, gets an opportunity on the big stage. Gets away with that one.
It is. Glamorgan as well, let's not forget, they've done a terrific job as well. I mean, their recruitment, they get a lot of the guys from Cardiff, don't they, Cardiff Uni. They're giving them opportunity inside. They've given a couple of guys they've had to fill in with some players missing for other cricket that's been going on. But that shot's just made them do a few changes, look. They're taking slip out, putting him into mid-wicket, short mid-wicket. Two catches now on the leg side to Selman. Tells you he's going to bowl wicket to wicket.
Well, that man immediately into the game, but all the way along the turf. Another over. Ticks by for Chris Rushton. 36 for one after none. Scott Borthwick's been bowling plenty as well this summer. I think a bit of a lost art, his leg spin, but he seems to have a bit of a resurgence this season. He bowled a bit of leg spin in all formats. Good to see. Badger, they call him. He loves his cricket.
Oh, he's a good cricketer, Borthwick, absolutely. And it's good to see him getting some bowling again. But his captaincy's been excellent for Durham. I think that's one thing they needed, a bit of leadership. They were talking about Lees possibly doing it, but I think Lees wants to concentrate on his batting, which I think is the right call. I played with Lees at Yorkshire, so terrific talent. I was really surprised when Yorkshire let him go, but he's finding his own now in Durham, and he's doing well, and he's done well in this tournament.
Ben Ryan into the attack.
भाइयों पाइए फ्री क्रिकेट सेशन आईडी, ये वाला जो मैच चल रहा है इसे खेलने का मौका पाइए. जो अभी करंट सेशन आ रहा है उस पे लगाइए, जो भाव आ रहा होगा टीम पे उस पे लगाइए, बिना किसी की मदद से खुद से डाउनलोड कीजिए वन डाइस गेम. अभी के अभी onedicegame.in पर जाकर, या फिर लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में. भाइयों मिलेगा फ्री 50 रुपीज साइन अप बोनस, जिससे आप खेल सकते हैं और खुद ही पैसा विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं. सबसे अच्छी बात है दोस्तों कि आप खुद ही पैसा डाल सकते हैं, खुद ही निकाल सकते हैं. आईपीएल के सारे मैचेस अवेलेबल हैं. ये वाला मैच चल रहा है, इस पर अभी लगाइए, जल्दी जाइए onedicegame.in पर और खेलिए और जीतिए खूब सारा कैश. लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में.
But then this year came out with a different bat, so I'm not sure that's great for your sales if you're Carlos Brathwaite, you're not using your own product. But this is Nick Selman, dark horse. I love that. I like to see cricketers with an interest away from just the bat and the ball. Obviously, he's making bats. It gives them a little bit of a different edge and different angle. Down the ground. That's going to be a boundary. That just might release a little bit of pressure for Ryan Gauld, who'd been struggling a little bit. Just gets that one straight down the ground and beats mid-on.
Well, that's a terrific cricket shot. Very, very orthodox. Full pitch from Rain. One of the hardest shots to play when you're hitting it through mid-on, but that's as good as it gets. Great position. Head still at the crease. Hits through it. Rolls that bottom wrist a little bit, but gets enough contact on it to go past mid-on, who was pretty straight, by the way.
Oh, that's better. That is even better. That is a brilliant shot. The previous boundary was good. That is absolutely effortless and beautiful to watch.
Yeah, that was an action replay, but it's just slightly better, wasn't it? He got better contact on it again. And Rain is in on his performer, just a little bit full. And it runs again past the bowler for another boundary. Back-to-back boundaries for Ryan Gauld. 44 for 1 now.
Well, he was full again there, Ben Rain. He presented another opportunity potentially for a cover drive. It's been a nice over for this young batsman making his way. Came through the Middlesex system, had a bit of cricket at HQ, didn't quite work out. He's playing club cricket, as I say, for Neath. So that's a nice feather in the cap for Neath Cricket Club. They'll all be glued to the TV sets, no doubt.
He bowls a bit of off spin as well, you know.
Tidy finish. Was a good over that for Glamorgan. Pretty good power play that for Glamorgan. 10 overs done and dusted. 44 for 1, Guffey.
Some of the shots here in the power play. Rutherford hit a couple of great shots onto the low side, but unfortunately he just picked out Lees in the deep. A couple of good shots from Ryan Gauld. A little bit of luck there, but other than that, some fantastic cricket shots from Glamorgan. Steady start, pretty even at the minute, if you ask me.
भाइयों पाइए फ्री क्रिकेट सेशन आईडी, ये वाला जो मैच चल रहा है इसे खेलने का मौका पाइए. जो अभी करंट सेशन आ रहा है उस पे लगाइए, जो भाव आ रहा होगा टीम पे उस पे लगाइए, बिना किसी की मदद से खुद से डाउनलोड कीजिए वन डाइस गेम अभी के अभी onedicegame.in पर जाकर, या फिर लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में. भाइयों मिलेगा फ्री 50 रुपीज साइन अप बोनस, जिससे आप खेल सकते हैं और खुद ही पैसा विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं. सबसे अच्छी बात है दोस्तों कि आप खुद ही पैसा डाल सकते हैं, खुद ही निकाल सकते हैं. आईपीएल के सारे मैचेस अवेलेबल हैं. ये वाला मैच चल रहा है, इस पर अभी लगाइए, जल्दी जाइए onedicegame.in पर और खेलिए और जीतिए खूब सारा कैश. लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में.
He probably doesn't got the pace, maybe. Some of the others who can operate with some Yorkers and bouncers late on. Chris Rushford. Well, it's a little bit of juke, but I don't think it's going to be too heavy today.
Do you know when you're talking about him, somebody like Rushford, you know, as a batting line at some of the tactics, if there's no seam movement, you have got to use your feet to him, and you've got to get after a bowler like him. Otherwise, he will just keep bowling that back of a length.
Yeah, if you trust the surface. And this is Trent Bridge. Generally, you come here, whether it's 4-day cricket, T20 or 50-over cricket, you get a good surface. As a bowler, you can get a bit of shape, but generally you get a bit of carry. It's a good surface all round. You can trust it.
Yeah, spot on. If there's anything in the wicket, I mean, a bowler like Chris Rushford, that he's shown in county cricket for many years now, he will always be an handful. But when it's flat, you have to possibly use your feet and back yourself and trust the pitch to hit some boundaries.
Well, thick outside edge is going to run away for 4. Third is very, very wide. And that's another boundary. Well, it's raining boundaries here for Glamorgan. Trent Bridge is another one.
Again, this is product of the pitch. Pretty flat, no slips in place. Great seam position. Outside edge, no slips in place. And there's no fielders there, just runs away. Another boundary. Ryan Gould's on an absolute roll here. Flourish of boundaries. Strange little shower that, wasn't it? Looked like it just came down for about, what, a couple of balls and then it stopped.
Forecast pretty good today. I think we're going to be absolutely fine for our 100 overs. It's a good surface. Outfield is always rapid here at Trent Bridge. Should be a high-scoring encounter. Mike's playing straight. Presents that full face. This is excellent. Good technique. Not afraid to just pump the ball down the ground.
I think if I were the skipper ball flick now, I'd be having to think about giving Rushworth a little bit of a break. Now it looks like they're just trying to open up.
भाइयों पाइए फ्री क्रिकेट सेशन आईडी, ये वाला जो मैच चल रहा है इसे खेलने का मौका पाइए। जो अभी करंट सेशन आ रहा है उस पे लगाइए, जो भाव आ रहा होगा टीम पे उस पे लगाइए, बिना किसी की मदद से खुद से डाउनलोड कीजिए वन डाइस गेम अभी के अभी onedicegame.in पर जाकर, या फिर लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों मिलेगा फ्री 50 रुपीज साइन अप बोनस जिससे आप खेल सकते हैं और खुद ही पैसा विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं। सबसे अच्छी बात है दोस्तों कि आप खुद ही पैसा डाल सकते हैं, खुद ही निकाल सकते हैं। आईपीएल के सारे मैचेस अवेलेबल हैं। ये वाला मैच चल रहा है, इस पर अभी लगाइए, जल्दी जाइए onedicegame.in पर और खेलिए और जीतिए खूब सारा कैश। लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में।
That's why he takes wickets, and if there's anything in that wicket, he's the type of bowler that gets something out of it.
And rain to continue. Spencer first over. Good crowd in. Nice to see. Two well-supported counties. Used to love going down to Sophia Gardens and up to Durham. Very, very committed supporters. They love their cricket. Very knowledgeable. Well, stays leg side. Nick Selman. Never really in line with that ball. Stayed down a middle and leg stump line and didn't do a great deal, truth be told.
Almost on the walk, wasn't he? But again, wobble seam. On the walk a little bit, wasn't he? Wasn't still at the crease. Most important. Solid base. Forward back from that solid base. But there he was a bit on the, what they call, walking into the delivery.
Still no slip in play. Two of the last three balls have been beating the outside edge. Yeah, we might be going one in it. I think Scott Borthwick has been persuaded by Ben Rain. Don't mind that as well. Back yourself. We picked up one in the power play. Stick a couple more on, do a bit of damage to this Glamorgan batting lineup. Deep cover comes inside the ring as well. So Borthwick on the attack. Oh. I'll let you talk through the thought process, Darren Gough.
Well, it's a wide, isn't it? Down the leg side, put a slip in place, and then you're trying to get the ball a little bit straighter because you've got that slip in place. And it brings the 50 up for Glamorgan. Comfortable start for them. Durham will be happy as well. Get one more wicket on this. I think it's pretty even Stevens at this moment in time.
And Selman just staying leg side. Likes to stay in a middle and leg stump line. Nick Selman just tries to work the ball leg side. Is that a good campaign?
The one thing is about the two sets of fans here, we've got Durham and Glamorgan. They'd be used to this kind of weather. A little bit chilly. Two places where you do expect it to be cold and have a little bit of rain from time to time.
भाइयों पाइए फ्री क्रिकेट सेशन आईडी, ये वाला जो मैच चल रहा है इसे खेलने का मौका पाइए। जो अभी करंट सेशन आ रहा है उस पे लगाइए, जो भाव आ रहा होगा टीम पे उस पे लगाइए, बिना किसी की मदद से खुद से डाउनलोड कीजिए वन डाइस गेम अभी के अभी onedicegame.in पर जाकर, या फिर लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों मिलेगा फ्री 50 रुपीज साइन अप बोनस जिससे आप खेल सकते हैं और खुद ही पैसा विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं। सबसे अच्छी बात है दोस्तों कि आप खुद ही पैसा डाल सकते हैं, खुद ही निकाल सकते हैं। आईपीएल के सारे मैचेस अवेलेबल हैं। ये वाला मैच चल रहा है, इस पर अभी लगाइए, जल्दी जाइए onedicegame.in पर और खेलिए और जीतिए खूब सारा कैश। लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में।
Cas Vegas, another one.
On the charge, Nick. Oh, what a catch! Cam Bancroft! Yeah! What a wonderful grab! Ben Rain induces the outside edge. Reingold was on the charge. Took a shuffle down as a healthy Nick. It's a brilliant catch.
Well, that's quite sensational from Bancroft. Ben Rain disappointing first over, but comes back strong here. A good line. He put that slip in place, but they didn't need him. Bancroft, low to his right, one of the most difficult catches you can have as a wicketkeeper. And he gets it straight in the middle of the glove to the delight of Durham and Ben Rain. That's a huge wicket. Evens this game up. Stephen Reingold goes for 14. And the score now, 51 for 2.
They print at night.
Out of ink? What are you talking about? I just feel you can't be out of ink. Vicky!
Yes, dear.
The printer isn't working again.
Oh, Russ, calm down. This happens all the time. All you have to do is out of cyan.
Yep.
What even is cyan?
That's what I said. Just go to the store and get more ink.
Are you crazy? It's 1:30 in the afternoon.
HP Instant Ink, a subscription so you never run out of ink again.
Oh, it hurts every time.
Why would you do that?
From the home of life's simple pleasures.
Birra Moretti, l'italiana, autentica.
Well, Captain Kieran Carlson at the crease. Early in his one-day career, average 22. Good strike rate. Best of 63, but he's out there because it's a wonderful bit of wicket-keeping. Darren Goff, go to the right.
Oh, look at this. He gets across his stumps. Good line from Ben Rain. Look at that. That is magnificent. Absolutely sensational catch from Bancroft. You're talking about doesn't keep that much now, but that is a man who knows how to keep wicket. Look at that. Whoa. The delight of Ben Rain. Look at this. This is what I love about cricket. The enjoyment.
Bushworth to continue. Well, what made that catch
भाइयों पाइए फ्री क्रिकेट सेशन आईडी ये वाला जो मैच चल रहा है इसे खेलने का मौका पाइए जो अभी करंट सेशन आ रहा है उस पे लगाइए जो भाव आ रहा होगा टीम पे उस पे लगाइए बिना किसी की मदद से खुद से डाउनलोड कीजिए वन डाइस गेम अभी के अभी onedice.game.in पर जाकर या फिर लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में भाइयों मिलेगा फ्री 50 रुपीज साइन अप बोनस जिससे आप खेल सकते हैं और खुद ही पैसा विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं। सबसे अच्छी बात है दोस्तों कि आप खुद ही पैसा डाल सकते हैं खुद ही निकाल सकते हैं। आईपीएल के सारे मैचेस अवेलेबल हैं। ये वाला मैच चल रहा है इस पर अभी लगाइए जल्दी जाइए onedice.game.in पर और खेलिए और जीतिए खूब सारा कैश। लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में।
I mentioned earlier the value of having an overseas player for the majority or all season. Back when we were playing Goffey and myself, you normally had your overseas all season. You had an Aussie or a South African who came in or West Indian, and they're here for 5-6 months. But Cameron Bancroft is rare in this day and age. He generally stays for the entire season, not playing international cricket anymore or franchise cricket. So it's a real coup for Durham to have their overseas all year round.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's important in that when you're trying to create a team spirit, you want your overseas player, surely, if you're a coach, to be there all the time. These coming in and coming out, coming in, coming out for different tournaments. He's been excellent for Durham. A few problems. Weren't too keen on the signing originally, but he's grown on me and a terrific player. And Durham are really happy with him. Fits him well.
Well, there's a good Aussie theme up at Durham now. We've got Marcus North, who's Director of Cricket, obviously played for Glamorgan as well, Marcus North. Sean Tate, bowling coach for Durham for this tournament. So there's a good Aussie connection. James Franklin, head coach on the left. Well, I've never seen Northie look so sharp. He's normally in a polo shirt. He's got the blue shirts on today. Wonderful cricketer, Marcus North. Brilliant batsman for Australia. More than handy off spinner. Remember him trying to bowl Monty out that last day at Cardiff. He couldn't even get Monty out. Maiden over from Rushworth, who's on the money as always. 51 for 2.
Morgan looking after 2 batsmen have got in so far. Rutherford and Rangel, but unfortunately for Glamorgan, they've not gone on. Rushworth and Rain with the wickets. Skippers at the crease now, Carlson. But that Rushworth, 7 overs now, 1 for 28. Pretty impressive. Mr. Consistent.
पाइए फ्री क्रिकेट सेशन आईडी, ये वाला जो मैच चल रहा है इसे खेलने का मौका पाइए। जो अभी करंट सेशन आ रहा है उस पे लगाइए, जो भाव आ रहा होगा टीम पे उस पे लगाइए, बिना किसी की मदद से खुद से डाउनलोड कीजिए वन डाइस गेम अभी के अभी onedicegame.in पर जाकर, या फिर लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों मिलेगा फ्री 50 रुपीज साइन अप बोनस, जिससे आप खेल सकते हैं और खुद ही पैसा विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं। सबसे अच्छी बात है दोस्तों कि आप खुद ही पैसा डाल सकते हैं, खुद ही निकाल सकते हैं। आईपीएल के सारे मैचेस अवेलेबल हैं। ये वाला मैच चल रहा है, इस पर अभी लगाइए, जल्दी जाइए onedicegame.in पर और खेलिए और जीतिए खूब सारा कैश। लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में।
Ben Rain in his first over got pumped down the ground by Rangel a couple of times. A couple of lovely. This is the comeback though. Have a look at this, Coffey, how he just worked him over.
Yeah, very good. Look at that, consistently. Back of the length. Beautiful. Consistent. That one a little bit wider, dragged him into it. But what a catch. Fantastic catch. And when you've been driven for a few fours, when you get that same player out, it's a great feeling.
Playing and this, and all of a sudden it's game on here for Durham. But what was really interesting, the first 3 dots before Rangel was dismissed, he played from the crease. You know, watch the ball, play the ball. This is a lovely ball from Ben. Again, bit of a scramble scene. And then the dismissal, he dragged the batsman outside the crease because the batter said, yeah, he's hanging in there at the top of the off. So got him on the move, got him on the shuffle, and just did him all ends up. This is good from Ben Rain.
No!
The Morgan batters are very happy to sit and play from the crease. There hasn't been a great deal of intent down the pitch. They look very comfortable when it's just on a good line length, sitting from the crease and not really rocking back or getting down the pitch.
I agree with you, and the unfortunate thing for Glamorgan is, but when you're playing against bowlers that have not got that express pace to someone like a Mark Wood, you've got to use your feet, you've got to step down the crease perhaps and get to the pitch of the ball. Otherwise, these guys will just keep putting it back of the length. They've got experience.
Well, especially when you think if you're facing, well, it's going to run away. No, it is going to run away. Thick outside edge. There's a slip in play, there's a third in play, but it beat them both.
Yeah, again, good bowling from Rain. Nothing wrong with the delivery. Swap back of the length as you expect. Played a little bit away from his body, Carlson, but he got enough on it to go down through to that third man area. And I'm not a big fan of having your third man too wide. And I think he's too wide down there. I really do.
That's a nice bit of timing. There is protection, but it's a lovely little flick of the wrist. Kieran Carlson's a good player. Square the wicket especially. He's had a really good first-class season. Over 650 runs at a healthy average, 3 tons.
Yeah, I think he got 2 in one game. Against Sussex, won it. Carlson, pretty impressive. Only 22, I think. 22 years old. Good player.
भाइयों पाइए फ्री क्रिकेट सेशन आईडी, ये वाला जो मैच चल रहा है इसे खेलने का मौका पाइए। जो अभी करंट सेशन आ रहा है उस पे लगाइए, जो भाव आ रहा होगा टीम पे उस पे लगाइए, बिना किसी की मदद से खुद से डाउनलोड कीजिए वन डाइस गेम अभी के अभी onedicegame.in पर जाकर, या फिर लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों मिलेगा फ्री 50 रुपीज साइन अप बोनस, जिससे आप खेल सकते हैं और खुद ही पैसा विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं। सबसे अच्छी बात है दोस्तों कि आप खुद ही पैसा डाल सकते हैं, खुद ही निकाल सकते हैं। आईपीएल के सारे मैचेस अवेलेबल हैं। ये वाला मैच चल रहा है, इस पर अभी लगाइए, जल्दी जाइए onedicegame.in पर और खेलिए और जीतिए खूब सारा कैश। लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में।
Right, into his eighth. It's Rushworth. That's what he's done throughout the whole of his spell. It's monotonous. He just the bowls length, back of the length, and he's pretty straight with it as well. So it's been tough going for Glamorgan's top order. 35 years of age. His 500th championship wicket in April. Good running. Tough going out there. Good surface. Bowling has been good quality. You'd have appreciated that, Jude.
Yeah, afternoon, Nick. Yeah, afternoon, everybody. Yeah, I would have. Good bowler. I think we were discussing affairs just slightly. The batsmen haven't really looked to knock him off his length. As you said, this is what he does day in, day out. And they've not looked with that intent to sort of, you know where he's going to bowl it. You can put a cloth down and you know he's going to hit it. So it just surprised us, didn't it, that they haven't looked to advance down the wicket and maybe hit him off his line.
Yeah, that's your point, isn't it? I mean, when you watch him, that's pretty much what he does. And at no point has he been made to feel like he needs to make a change. So he's pretty happy. As he wanders back now, he's thinking, I'll just bowl the same ball, which is what he does. So as a batsman, sometimes you just feel that you need to get in his head and try and put him under a bit of pressure. It doesn't mean necessarily wildly running down and whack him over the top for six, but just advance down or perhaps take guard a little out of your crease. I'll show a pitch map here. I'll be very surprised. I haven't seen this, but I'll be very surprised if it's not good length. Yeah, I mean, 76-22, so you're in that area, right?
That's just quality. Look at it. I mean, Glenn McGrath would be proud of that, wouldn't he? And Curtly Ambrose, Sean Pollock, those bowlers. That just hit length extremely well.
भाइयों पाइए फ्री क्रिकेट सेशन आईडी। ये वाला जो मैच चल रहा है इसे खेलने का मौका पाइए। जो अभी करंट सेशन आ रहा है उस पे लगाइए, जो भाव आ रहा होगा टीम पे उस पे लगाइए, बिना किसी की मदद से खुद से डाउनलोड कीजिए वन डाइस गेम अभी के अभी onedicegame.in पर जाकर, या फिर लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों मिलेगा फ्री 50 रुपीज साइन अप बोनस जिससे आप खेल सकते हैं और खुद ही पैसा विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं। सबसे अच्छी बात है दोस्तों कि आप खुद ही पैसा डाल सकते हैं, खुद ही निकाल सकते हैं। आईपीएल के सारे मैचेस अवेलेबल हैं। ये वाला मैच चल रहा है, इस पर अभी लगाइए, जल्दी जाइए onedicegame.in पर और खेलिए और जीतिए खूब सारा कैश। लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में।
Another excellent over. Field set well too. Good stuff this. 59 for 2. It looks like an excellent surface as well. Fresh pitch. Going nicely.
See if this Rushworth will bowl out. Sort of reminds me when I used to play with Martin Bicknell. And we're trying to get rid of as many overs as you can because he's not going to bowl at the death.
Might just be worth a look. There was a polite inquiry, let's put it that way. That's hopeful.
Yeah, it had absolutely nothing going for it. again, just like looking at the batsmen, as you said, you know generally where the bowlers are going to bowl, and they're sort of still standing in their crease. They're not asking that question standing out their crease. Then obviously, you know, the wicket keeper has to make a decision. Do you come up to try and keep the batsman in the crease? Just a little bit surprised, especially in this day and age, that these batters are not looking to get down the wickets, not doing too much. It's a good wicket.
Well, we haven't seen too much of that. They've looked sharp and good and accurate with the bowling, good support in the field. Lovely shot, mate, on top of the bounce.
Yeah, it's a really good shot. Good hands through the ball. You'd be disappointed. No one wants that to happen, as you said, Nick. You know, they've been fielding well. They've looked good. Good outfit. But it happens, unfortunately. And let's see what they can do for the rest of the over.
The retro gear on them as well. Tried to play the same shot. Goffey was saying, don't like his third man too wide. That's good work.
It reminds me of the good old days when I used to watch it. I was sort of on the ground staff, and you remember the Wayne Larkins, Sir Ian Botham, and bowlers like that. And it was great. It was great seeing.
भाइयों पाइए फ्री क्रिकेट सेशन आईडी, ये वाला जो मैच चल रहा है इसे खेलने का मौका पाइए। जो अभी करंट सेशन आ रहा है उस पे लगाइए, जो भाव आ रहा होगा टीम पे उस पे लगाइए, बिना किसी की मदद से खुद से डाउनलोड कीजिए वन डाइस गेम। अभी के अभी onedicegame.in पर जाकर, या फिर लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों मिलेगा फ्री 50 रुपीज साइन अप बोनस, जिससे आप खेल सकते हैं और खुद ही पैसा विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं। सबसे अच्छी बात है दोस्तों कि आप खुद ही पैसा डाल सकते हैं, खुद ही निकाल सकते हैं। आईपीएल के सारे मैचेस अवेलेबल हैं। ये वाला मैच चल रहा है, इस पर अभी लगाइए, जल्दी जाइए onedicegame.in पर और खेलिए और जीतिए खूब सारा कैश। लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में।
Might have beaten the inner ring, but either way it is one to finish the over. Through 16 now. 66 for 2.
When you book a holiday home on Vrbo, it's easy to find the perfect place to escape to and get lost in. So book today and get away together with Vrbo.
Get 2 Co-op pizzas and 1 Ben & Jerry's for £5. It's almost too good to be true. Co-op is what we do.
You struggled with credit in the past, then you've come to the right place. Everyday Loans. Representative APR 99.9%. Apply now at everydayloans.co.uk.
Well, Rushworth, you were saying, Judes, whether he might continue. He is. He continues to bowl the same ball.
Yeah, there's certain bowlers, you know, and what you say, he's 35 now, you know, the body's wearing a little bit, you know, when you might not bowl for a period of time, body's going to seize up, so you're thinking, right, he's bowling very well. As long as he's feeling good, you get rid of him, you get rid of his overs. And as I said, we used to do exactly the same at Surrey with Martin Bicknell, try and get as much of his 10 out the way as soon as we could.
He's a high-class bowler, no question about that. With the amount of wickets he's got in first-class cricket, it's great to see him still running in here now. They've been very respectful of him.
I'd say the line has been impeccable from both, all the bowlers really. I've not seen much cuts, much pulls. And that's what you want to do in one-day cricket. You don't want the batsmen to free their arms up. Keep it nice and tight. Make them do something, hit you over the top.
Slightly different feel, isn't there, to one-day cup final. Usually played at Lords and B&H finals, and you played in one of those, I think, didn't you?
Yeah, we did. We played Gloucester. You know, the great Gloucester side of the late 90s, early 2000s. Ian Harvey was their overseas player. Jack Russell up to the stumps. You know, always remember Hancock and Windows in cover and mid-wicket, respectively.
भाइयों पाइए फ्री क्रिकेट सेशन आईडी, ये वाला जो मैच चल रहा है इसे खेलने का मौका पाइए। जो अभी करंट सेशन आ रहा है उस पे लगाइए, जो भाव आ रहा होगा टीम पे उस पे लगाइए, बिना किसी की मदद से खुद से डाउनलोड कीजिए वन डाइस गेम अभी के अभी onediceGame.in पर जाकर, या फिर लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों मिलेगा फ्री 50 रुपीज साइन अप बोनस जिससे आप खेल सकते हैं और खुद ही पैसा विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं। सबसे अच्छी बात है दोस्तों कि आप खुद ही पैसा डाल सकते हैं, खुद ही निकाल सकते हैं। आईपीएल के सारे मैचेस अवेलेबल हैं। ये वाला मैच चल रहा है, इस पर अभी लगाइए, जल्दी जाइए onediceGame.in पर और खेलिए और जीतिए खूब सारा कैश। लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में।
Complete mix-up. Often what happens when pressure builds.
Yeah, great fielding, gone for all money. Not even in the screen. Good fielding. Just missing the throw. That's all. Dickinson, fantastic there from Sean Dickinson. Lengthen his name there, sorry, Dixon.
It's another miserly over. 71 for 2. As well as the joy of playing in a Lord's final, we used to get a new suit as well. I don't know if you did. They used to give us a suit. There you go. I think I've still got one. Ashworth then 1 for 32. So full money or bowl is final over. And Rain in the side today. That was a pretty tough choice, I would think, for Durham. Potts and Rain in for the final. Involved with the 100, and a couple of younger players have missed out. Luke Donathy.
Yeah, first seeing Luke Donathy and first ball, just a little bit round arm. And that high action. I reckon if the ball ever reversed, it'd be dangerous.
Good player. Carlson. Seen a little bit of him. I always enjoy watching him bat. Not someone that perhaps gets talked about a huge amount outside of Wales and Glamorgan, but he's a good player. Only shouted no this time, no mix-up.
Say, Skipper Carlson, you know, good player.
भाइयों पाइए फ्री क्रिकेट सेशन आईडी, ये वाला जो मैच चल रहा है इसे खेलने का मौका पाइए। जो अभी करंट सेशन आ रहा है उस पे लगाइए, जो भाव आ रहा होगा टीम पे उस पे लगाइए, बिना किसी की मदद से खुद से डाउनलोड कीजिए वन डाइस गेम अभी के अभी onediceGame.in पर जाकर, या फिर लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों मिलेगा फ्री 50 रुपीज साइन अप बोनस जिससे आप खेल सकते हैं और खुद ही पैसा विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं। सबसे अच्छी बात है दोस्तों कि आप खुद ही पैसा डाल सकते हैं, खुद ही निकाल सकते हैं। आईपीएल के सारे मैचेस अवेलेबल हैं। ये वाला मैच चल रहा है, इस पर अभी लगाइए, जल्दी जाइए onediceGame.in पर और खेलिए और जीतिए खूब सारा कैश। लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में।
A young guy, you know, he's going to be a little bit nervous. It's a final. Don't let him settle. Go after him, and that's what I think Carlson's doing. He's only 20 years of age. So, as I said, they have a lot of matchups, don't they? And they're thinking, right, we're going to target this bowler. As you rightly said, Nick, you know, maybe we'd have liked to have seen it against Rushworth and Rain.
Catch it!
from the over. 79 for 2.
The 100. What a journey.
It's about cricket, this competition. The young ones, the old ones, they're all loving it here.
Get ready, because it's not over yet. Finals day is coming.
Absolutely superb.
Who will win? Who will make history? That is what it's all about. Catch the big win. The 100 Finals Day, live on Sky Sports.
Well, bare minimum, you say it's a very good pitch here, and it's a pretty quick scoring ground. 271, you'd think is a bare minimum for them. I'd say just looking at it and the ground, the conditions, the boundary edge or the cushion is brought in rope considerably in places as well, so that will help boundary count a little later, perhaps in the early overs and the power play. I'd say 300. So Rushworth, who's been so good, economical, 1 for 32, bowling his final over.
He's been brilliant. Seasoned performer, as you said, Nick. It's 500th first-class wicket this year. He does this day in, day out.
Well, 500's championship wicket. You know, I mean, man of first-class wickets, first-class games you play in on a career. So yeah, it's been terrific. It's a bit of a rarity. Pitched. We were talking about it in the build-up actually.
भाइयों पाइए फ्री क्रिकेट सेशन आईडी ये वाला जो मैच चल रहा है इसे खेलने का मौका पाइए जो अभी करंट सेशन आ रहा है उस पे लगाइए जो भाव आ रहा होगा टीम पे उस पे लगाइए बिना किसी की मदद से खुद से डाउनलोड कीजिए वन डाइस गेम अभी के अभी onedicegame.in पर जाकर या फिर लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में भाइयों मिलेगा फ्री 50 रुपीज साइन अप बोनस जिससे आप खेल सकते हैं और खुद ही पैसा विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं सबसे अच्छी बात है दोस्तों कि आप खुद ही पैसा डाल सकते हैं खुद ही निकाल सकते हैं आईपीएल के सारे मैचेस अवेलेबल हैं ये वाला मैच चल रहा है इस पर अभी लगाइए जल्दी जाइए onedicegame.in पर और खेलिए और जीतिए खूब सारा कैश लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में
To show discipline, skill as well. Can't just hit length sometimes if the wicket's good, because batsmen try and play through the line. So he mixes up his pace extremely well.
Perfect, mate. That's the problem. Play that from the crease, and you've got very little option. Killer, he was a good one, wasn't he? Neil Killeen, doing well as a coach as well.
Yeah, he's a good bowling coach. Been around sort of, you know, the pathway for England bowlers in the past. But he was a nightmare. You had Steve Harmison one end, Neil Killeen the other end. It's like, well, who do you want it? Because Harmy's coming between your ribs and your head. and Neil Killeen will hit you in the inner thigh. It was horrible.
Jude, I'm thinking Tudor Bicknell, similar conundrum. Tudor running and knocking it past your nose, and you got Bickers just swinging that little one back into the pads.
I say Bickers had it all right. Let me tell you, had Sylvester Clark, he had Waqar Younis. I'm not even going to mention me. You know, Jimmy Orman I bowled with as well, was a fine bowler.
Yeah. Final ball of what has been an excellent spell. Terrific spell. Good captaincy, good decision to keep him on. Miserly, economical, and with a wicket. What a bowler he is, what a bowler he's been for a long time. 1 for 37.
Yeah, fantastic. Chris Rushworth showing all his skill, his discipline, his immaculate line of length. This is wicket, I mean... Oh, so I don't care as a bowler how they come in. The book, it says out, doesn't it? And it doesn't matter, it's down a fine leg. I mean, obviously we're seeing that now, but in the book it says out. No, he's been fantastic. Just look at that. When you're talking about young bowlers now, yes, you have to have the skills of bowling Yorkers and bouncers, but can you hit length on a consistent level?
Yeah, and as we were saying, Glamorgan, I think, have just missed a trick there. I think they could have been a little bit more proactive, put him under a little bit more pressure. They decided not to do that, almost play him out. That's the way they seem to have gone. Sure, you can do that on a pitch like this.
You're right, you can have all the plans in the world, but you've got to play it day by day for me.
If the pitch is a bit damp and it's seaming around and conditions are against you a bit as a batsman, then fair enough. Yeah, you just get through it. I'd say that's not the conditions they were faced with.
भाइयों पाइए फ्री क्रिकेट सेशन आईडी, ये वाला जो मैच चल रहा है इसे खेलने का मौका पाइए। जो अभी करंट सेशन आ रहा है उस पे लगाइए, जो भाव आ रहा होगा टीम पे उस पे लगाइए, बिना किसी की मदद से खुद से डाउनलोड कीजिए वन डाइस गेम अभी के अभी onedicegame.in पर जाकर, या फिर लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों मिलेगा फ्री 50 रुपीज साइन अप बोनस, जिससे आप खेल सकते हैं और खुद ही पैसा विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं। सबसे अच्छी बात है दोस्तों कि आप खुद ही पैसा डाल सकते हैं, खुद ही निकाल सकते हैं। आईपीएल के सारे मैचेस अवेलेबल हैं। ये वाला मैच चल रहा है, इस पर अभी लगाइए, जल्दी जाइए onedicegame.in पर और खेलिए और जीतिए खूब सारा कैश। लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में।
And it sells to long on. Fantastic cricket shot. Bowler has to come back now.
Donathy's under a little bit of pressure now.
Oh!
102 debutants in the this day debutants, so in this competition, 33 of them have been teenagers. It's a different perspective, isn't it, to the Royal London Cup?
As you say, Nick, you know, opportunity that most probably might not have come about, but they have, and that's why I always say to people, make sure you're ready. People playing club cricket, you just never know. Injury and other things happen. You know, you're scoring your runs, you're bowling well, getting your wickets. You get that call up.
Helped on its way. That's the other point Darren Gough was making. Third man and fine leg. Try and get them as fine as possible as you dare, because particularly on a good pitch, comes off the bat quickly. 98 for 2 then from 20.
And this has all come about because of that lofted drive he played earlier on in the over. Sort of messes up the bowler's length. He's trying to say, right, I need to pull it back, pull it back. And if you get your line wrong, as he did in that last delivery, fine legs too wide, just all you need to do is get a little piece on it and it flies down there. 14 off that last over might just give them the impetus they need.
Travaskis, a bit of spin. Skipper Scotty Borthwick there says, okay. Rushworth is finished. Just a change of pace now. His economy rate's very good, 0.91.
भाइयों पाइए फ्री क्रिकेट सेशन आईडी, ये वाला जो मैच चल रहा है इसे खेलने का मौका पाइए। जो अभी करंट सेशन आ रहा है उस पे लगाइए, जो भाव आ रहा होगा टीम पे उस पे लगाइए, बिना किसी की मदद से खुद से डाउनलोड कीजिए वन डाइस गेम अभी के अभी onedicegame.in पर जाकर, या फिर लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों मिलेगा फ्री 50 रुपीज साइन अप बोनस, जिससे आप खेल सकते हैं और खुद ही पैसा विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं। सबसे अच्छी बात है दोस्तों कि आप खुद ही पैसा डाल सकते हैं, खुद ही निकाल सकते हैं। आईपीएल के सारे मैचेस अवेलेबल हैं। ये वाला मैच चल रहा है, इस पर अभी लगाइए, जल्दी जाइए onedicegame.in पर और खेलिए और जीतिए खूब सारा कैश। लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में।
So that'd be a good example. He could play the sweep shot there on line potentially, but Salman 25 years of age.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's what he's saying. Listen, if you want to play a sweep, good luck. I'm mixing up my pace, might fire one in. If I hit you on the pads, you're going to be walking back. But depending on the pace, that little fine dab could be a good shot.
So where field placings have changed a bit over years, because you can see there's two men behind square on the offside. Now that didn't used to be, that wasn't a regular occurrence under that. Under for two. But because of the reverse sweep and nearly every player is good at playing it, now spinners feel like they have to have two men behind. So that normally you'd have an extra fielder in front of square on leg side and offside, but now you can't. Lovely shot. That is a high-class shot. That really is an excellent shot. Not easy to play. Gets the length of the ball and just lifts it over extra cover. Top quality, 104 for 2 from 21.
If you or someone you know owned or leased a diesel vehicle between 2007 and 2020, you could be entitled to significant compensation. Millions of drivers have been misled by numerous manufacturers about emissions, and hundreds of thousands have already filed a claim. It's easy to see if you're eligible. Simply visit our site now and check your vehicle instantly. It's completely free to sign up, and you can start your claim in seconds. Visit mydieselclaim.com and join thousands of others starting their claims today.
What a brilliant partnership from these two, Kieran Carlson, the captain, and Nick Selman, 53 from 55 balls. Just seen a bit of spin into the attack. Nice from Selman, just lofting over extra cover, really well played. We're going to see a bit more spin. The captain, Scott Borthwick, bringing himself on.
Oh, damn.
This is the stage of the game now, Goffey, where they're probably just going to look to try and squeeze if
भाइयों
they can.
पाइए फ्री क्रिकेट सेशन आईडी, ये वाला जो मैच चल रहा है इसे खेलने का मौका पाइए. जो अभी करंट सेशन आ रहा है उस पे लगाइए, जो भाव आ रहा होगा टीम पे उस पे लगाइए, बिना किसी की मदद से खुद से डाउनलोड कीजिए वन डाइस गेम अभी के अभी onedicegame.in पर जाकर, या फिर लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में. भाइयों मिलेगा फ्री 50 रुपीज साइन अप बोनस, जिससे आप खेल सकते हैं और खुद ही पैसा विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं. सबसे अच्छी बात है दोस्तों कि आप खुद ही पैसा डाल सकते हैं, खुद ही निकाल सकते हैं. आईपीएल के सारे मैचेस अवेलेबल हैं. ये वाला मैच चल रहा है, इस पर अभी लगाइए, जल्दी जाइए onedicegame.in पर और खेलिए और जीतिए खूब सारा कैश. लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में.
But he's gone big again, and that is huge from Carlson. Excellent use of the feet, and a maximum for him.
Well, that was a fantastic shot. He'd made his mind up that that was going to be the ball he was going to go. You could see the intent. He went early, and he got right to the pitch, got it right in the slot. And that's a big hit for Carlson. Look at that. Straight out the meat of the bat. He's pretty happy with that. But look at Borthwick. He had a little bit of something to say to him and thought, he was a good shot. Well played, sir. The two captains having a little chat with the wicket.
They're just going to have to...
There. And dragged it. Dragged it into a safe area. For another boundary for Glamorgan. We've started really well here, 116 for 2. A 20-second over. Real positive start.
Falling.
He's one of the younger captains in the tournament. Carlson. Other captains, Jamie Smith, Ollie Robinson, all pretty young as well, but that's what we've seen in this competition, just opportunity. Younger players coming through the age range from 16 to 45. We just see there on the Manhattan, just looking to increase that run rate.
45, who's that? Is that Darren Stevens? I think Glamorgan have got Pogues in there as well. I think he's 40, isn't he? So, yeah, you get the older players in who have been around the game for a long, long time, but I think that's been the refreshing thing. A lot of youngsters have got their opportunity.
Ollie. Lost Trevor.
Yeah, the others are Peter Trigo, Ryan Tendescarter, already mentioned Darren Stevens.
Yeah. Ball, Trev.
Hogan's an interesting one because he didn't make his debut or his professional career only really started in his late 20s, 27, 28.
भाइयों पाइए फ्री क्रिकेट सेशन आईडी, ये वाला जो मैच चल रहा है इसे खेलने का मौका पाइए। जो अभी करंट सेशन आ रहा है उस पे लगाइए, जो भाव आ रहा होगा टीम पे उस पे लगाइए, बिना किसी की मदद से खुद से डाउनलोड कीजिए वन डाइस गेम अभी के अभी onedicegame.in पर जाकर, या फिर लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों मिलेगा फ्री 50 रुपीज साइन अप बोनस जिससे आप खेल सकते हैं और खुद ही पैसा विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं। सबसे अच्छी बात है दोस्तों कि आप खुद ही पैसा डाल सकते हैं, खुद ही निकाल सकते हैं। आईपीएल के सारे मैचेस अवेलेबल हैं। ये वाला मैच चल रहा है, इस पर अभी लगाइए, जल्दी जाइए onedicegame.in पर और खेलिए और जीतिए खूब सारा कैश। लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में।
You're thinking straight away, aren't you? It's got to be 300 plus.
Down. Dico.
Work in the field. They've been good actually, Durham, in the field. They've backed the bowlers up nicely. Bowlers have created chances, maybe slightly frustrated early on.
Dico.
Oh, good.
Good cricket that. Dixon, good fielding. To the keeper, managed to hit the batsman. This beautiful fielding, quick. Oh, just hits the batter and runs away. They decide not to run. Good to see a bit of sportsmanship still left in the game. Fantastic. I think he's hurt himself here. Carlson.
Yeah, it's Dixon with the throw. Excellent fielder. Carlson set off and quickly realised actually he's got to the ball much quicker than he thought, and yeah, just clocked him on the elbow. Might need a bit of attention. Maybe he's just asked for a new pair of gloves and that universal signal for new gloves.
Either that or he's doing the birdie dance. New gloves, you're right.
Bowling.
Does look like Selman taking one there. He's going to play the anchor role for Glamorgan. It's hugely important. We're talking about a batsman. He needs someone who can bat through. The rest can play around him. He definitely looks like he's taking on that role.
Yeah. Oh, was that taken? Did it drop short by the reaction? Looks like it's dropped short. Carlson just coming in on it too early by the initial look of it. Perhaps a slight leading edge, not really committed to it. Inches away, centimetres.
Big pause, leading edge, trying to play it through to mid-wicket. Just fell short.
Yeah. Looks as if Carlson's his first preference looks as if to be coming down to the spinners, but to him now they've got long on and long off up. Mid-on's now in the ring for Selman.
भाइयों पाइए फ्री क्रिकेट सेशन आईडी, ये वाला जो मैच चल रहा है इसे खेलने का मौका पाइए। जो अभी करंट सेशन आ रहा है उस पे लगाइए, जो भाव आ रहा होगा टीम पे उस पे लगाइए, बिना किसी की मदद से खुद से डाउनलोड कीजिए वन डाइस गेम अभी के अभी onedicegame.in पर जाकर, या फिर लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों मिलेगा फ्री 50 रुपीज साइन अप बोनस जिससे आप खेल सकते हैं और खुद ही पैसा विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं। सबसे अच्छी बात है दोस्तों कि आप खुद ही पैसा डाल सकते हैं, खुद ही निकाल सकते हैं। आईपीएल के सारे मैचेस अवेलेबल हैं। ये वाला मैच चल रहा है, इस पर अभी लगाइए, जल्दी जाइए onedicegame.in पर और खेलिए और जीतिए खूब सारा कैश। लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में।
He really has played well, Carlson, since he's come to the wicket. Borthwick just dragged it down. He's quick onto it. And that's 54 or 40 deliveries. But check out the fielder in the crowd. Take a bow. Straight through, missed it, fell back. Don't worry, mate, nobody's watching. Takes the brolly with him. He's damaged the chair, damaged the brolly, and probably damaged somewhere on his body. But he's still smiling. That's the way to go. He's not spilled a drop of his pint, though.
Well, that's the most important thing. That's the end of the 24th. And Morgan, 129 for 2. Well, second 50 for Kieran Carlson in this campaign. 55 or 41. He's been the real aggressor in this partnership. Came in at a time where the Seamers were really keeping their discipline, but he managed to get going. Nice shots down the ground. Always looking to put the bowlers under pressure. Until that point, Durham were probably allowed to bowl at them. Keeper was up to the stumps. Worked it down the ground nicely. That was when we really got going, using his feet to the spin. He didn't quite get hold of that one. Either way, a magnificent job for his team.
Oh, I love that. Nice, nice.
Yeah, pretty impressive. No. From the skipper, Carlson, as you can see, look at that. Both fours, fours and sixes, all around the ground.
Nice bowling.
See 5 fours and 3 sixes in that 50.
भाइयों पाइए फ्री क्रिकेट सेशन आईडी। ये वाला जो मैच चल रहा है इसे खेलने का मौका पाइए। जो अभी करंट सेशन आ रहा है उस पे लगाइए, जो भाव आ रहा होगा टीम पे उस पे लगाइए, बिना किसी की मदद से खुद से डाउनलोड कीजिए वन डाइस गेम अभी के अभी onedicegame.in पर जाकर, या फिर लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों मिलेगा फ्री 50 रुपीज साइन अप बोनस, जिससे आप खेल सकते हैं और खुद ही पैसा विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं। सबसे अच्छी बात है दोस्तों कि आप खुद ही पैसा डाल सकते हैं, खुद ही निकाल सकते हैं। आईपीएल के सारे मैचेस अवेलेबल हैं। ये वाला मैच चल रहा है, इस पर अभी लगाइए, जल्दी जाइए onedicegame.in पर और खेलिए और जीतिए खूब सारा कैश। लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में।
In the 25th, 133 for 2. 132 for 2.
Halfway stage, 25 to go. Look at that. Rutherford got in, got out. Reingold the same. They were looking good at the crease, but Salmon's held a steady ship. 35 not out, and Carlson has come in and really upped the tempo. He's been magnificent for Glamorgan. 57 from 43 balls. Now the captain Borthwick has had to make a change. He's had to take himself off and bring back one of his star bowlers, Matty Potts. He's a good performer, Matty Potts. Really a big fan of him. Good seam bowler. Quicker than you think as well.
Oh, that's gone all the way. It's so quick down there. Fine edge, really. Just helping the ball on its way. Matty Potts is straying down that leg side, but that will bring up another boundary.
there's your problem. Chris Rushworth, you bowled 10 on the bounce. You're happy with your figures, 1 for 37. But you're probably feeling it a little bit in the field. Not the quickest getting to it. Not a great technique. And it runs away for 4.
We were talking about that off air, weren't we? When you're a seam bowler in this format of the game, if you can get your 10 overs done early, and now you're then not in the firing line for those final overs.
You put out the graze. But also, it's hard because you bowled your 10 overs, you might be a little bit jaded. And you kind of lose focus a little bit because you think, I finished. But you've got to be focused all the time.
Brilliant. Carlson is striking it so well. Just splitting those fielders on the offside, mid-off, in the ring, and extra cover.
Well, he likes batting and hitting bowlers from the pavilion end because he just seems to take a shine to it. You just said about the runs being scored from the pavilion end. Every time a bowler runs in, he's looking for 4. He's moved on to 65. He's not out from 46 deliveries. Fantastic knock so far from the skipper.
Nicely picked up again, and another boundary, just helping the ball on its way. Kieran Carlson, he's racing along.
भाइयों पाइए फ्री क्रिकेट सेशन आईडी, ये वाला जो मैच चल रहा है इसे खेलने का मौका पाइए। जो अभी करंट सेशन आ रहा है उस पे लगाइए, जो भाव आ रहा होगा टीम पे उस पे लगाइए, बिना किसी की मदद से खुद से डाउनलोड कीजिए वन डाइस गेम अभी के अभी onedicegame.in पर जाकर, या फिर लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों मिलेगा फ्री 50 रुपीज साइन अप बोनस, जिससे आप खेल सकते हैं और खुद ही पैसा विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं। सबसे अच्छी बात है दोस्तों कि आप खुद ही पैसा डाल सकते हैं, खुद ही निकाल सकते हैं। आईपीएल के सारे मैचेस अवेलेबल हैं। ये वाला मैच चल रहा है, इस पर अभी लगाइए, जल्दी जाइए onedicegame.in पर और खेलिए और जीतिए खूब सारा कैश। लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में।
The end of the 26. Morgan 1-4-5 for 2. Just having a look at those figures. Rushworth, he bowled his 10 straight out, picking up 1 wicket, but very economical. Potts and Rain came in. Line and length, discipline. So the quick and brief introduction of spin, but they've gone back to Matthew Potts at that pavilion end.
Yeah, it didn't work. You went for 13 that over.
Ruskus back into the attack.
When you're talking about the strength of the batting, Durham are, I mean, their batting lineup through other tournaments has not really been affected. They've been magnificent. 6 centuries, I think, they've scored, their batsmen in the tournament. Glamorgan has just had 1, that was Selman.
Catch! Shouts of catch. Very ambitious. Just come through for the single.
And on that, and I think you're right, I mean, the pitch looks pretty good, looks pretty solid. No turn, skidded onto the bat, no real pace on it. And I think you're looking around fast outfield, you're looking at that 300 minimum, aren't you? You're looking at 320, I think they'll be looking at.
Nice again, that's just gone very square on the offside to allow them to come back for 2.
What we used to work on as well is that whatever you were after 30 overs, you kind of double it. So if you look at where they're going to be, we are looking at a decent score here for Glamorgan, as long as they stay the cool. And what you have to do here, Carlson, you have to make sure he keeps the scoreboard ticking here. Don't get too carried away.
Catch! And just still looking to come down. Got long on and long off out. He just looks to be keen to maybe target that mid-wicket pocket.
Down.
It's a thick edge. Perhaps unlucky. Perhaps a lack of line, maybe too far.
भाइयों पाइए फ्री क्रिकेट सेशन आईडी, ये वाला जो मैच चल रहा है इसे खेलने का मौका पाइए। जो अभी करंट सेशन आ रहा है उस पे लगाइए, जो भाव आ रहा होगा टीम पे उस पे लगाइए, बिना किसी की मदद से खुद से डाउनलोड कीजिए वन डाइस गेम अभी के अभी onedicegame.in पर जाकर, या फिर लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों मिलेगा फ्री 50 रुपीज साइन अप बोनस, जिससे आप खेल सकते हैं और खुद ही पैसा विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं। सबसे अच्छी बात है दोस्तों कि आप खुद ही पैसा डाल सकते हैं, खुद ही निकाल सकते हैं। आईपीएल के सारे मैचेस अवेलेबल हैं। ये वाला मैच चल रहा है, इस पर अभी लगाइए, जल्दी जाइए onedicegame.in पर और खेलिए और जीतिए खूब सारा कैश। लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में।
Again, just short, quickly onto it, Carlton. Anything just short of a length, he has been so quick onto it. Pretty flat pitch, tried to ball it into the pitch, so quick onto it. Smashed it over mid-wicket. It's away for another four, a dive in the outfield, but this is the problem. When you bowl one of your most experienced bowlers out, which Rushers has done, and he got away with it, 1 for 37, he's pretty happy with that. But this is when you need that experience. And he can't turn back to it now. He's going to stick with the other bowlers. He's going to stick with Matty Potts, who went for 13 that last over. 5 overs, none for 25 he's got at this moment in time. But he's into Selman.
This has been a high-scoring pitch as well for this competition. There obviously wasn't any Royal London cricket last year, but in 2009 they had 4 games here at Trent Bridge, and the average score is around that 350 mark. So as you say, Goffey, they need to be looking, well, they'd probably like to be looking at that 300 mark if they can.
As I said, we'll go again, the 157 for 2 at this moment in time. If you get to that 30, it's always that figure inside your head, but you do double it. So whatever they can get, the next 3 overs, just think inside your head, we can double that score. And there will be around that 350 mark. We might be talking 340, and I think they're going to need it. But it's important that these two stay at the crease. The longer they bat together, the bigger score they'll get. Simple. What Durham need is a wicket. You get a breakthrough, things change very quickly in cricket. There's some good performers out there. Durham have got some experience in the field. Morgan, they'll be really pleased with this. They really will. Durham winning the toss and choosing the field.
Goes again, he hasn't got all of it at all. This should be simple, and it is. Lees with the catch, and they've got the breakthrough that they needed. That's what you were talking about, Goffey. They needed that wicket.
Well, that's why he went back to his opening bowler. They were desperate for a wicket, weren't they? Durham just took a bit of tap over the past few overs, but Potts, that back of a length, tried to pull it just wasn't quite there.
भाइयों पाइए फ्री क्रिकेट सेशन आईडी, ये वाला जो मैच चल रहा है इसे खेलने का मौका पाइए। जो अभी करंट सेशन आ रहा है उस पे लगाइए, जो भाव आ रहा होगा टीम पे उस पे लगाइए, बिना किसी की मदद से खुद से डाउनलोड कीजिए वन डाइस गेम अभी के अभी onedicegame.in पर जाकर, या फिर लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों मिलेगा फ्री 50 रुपीज साइन अप बोनस, जिससे आप खेल सकते हैं और खुद ही पैसा विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं। सबसे अच्छी बात है दोस्तों कि आप खुद ही पैसा डाल सकते हैं, खुद ही निकाल सकते हैं। आईपीएल के सारे मैचेस अवेलेबल हैं। ये वाला मैच चल रहा है, इस पर अभी लगाइए, जल्दी जाइए onedicegame.in पर और खेलिए और जीतिए खूब सारा कैश। लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में।
Movement that inspires. Get 2 Co-op pizzas and 1 Ben & Jerry's for £5. It's almost too good to be true. Co-op is what we do.
You struggled with credit in the past? Then you've come to the right place. Everyday Loans. Representative APR 99.9%. Apply now at everydayloans.co.uk.
Billy Root will join the captain out in the middle. 1,000 runs for him, and this is why he's here. Carlson and Selman have built a fantastic partnership, over 100. Selman just deciding to try and take that aggressive option. A simple catch in the end for Lees. That's what they needed, that breakthrough. Billy Root, though, a very capable player. Moved to Glamorgan in 2019. Been at Notts prior to that, but also Wiltshire Academy graduate, and of course, brother of Joe Root.
Also an MCC Young Cricketers graduate. He was on there with my oldest lad, Liam.
Oh, an early shout. This looks close, and it's given. First ball for Billy Root. Matty Potts again with the wicket.
Well, we talk about it, don't we? One brings two, then he has done. Absolutely fantastic first ball. We're talking about, it looked a little bit quicker, that, from Potts. First ball to a new batsman. Oh, well adjacent. Missed the bat, hit the pad. Durham are delighted. Another wicket. Billy Root, unfortunately for him, goes for 0. And the follow wicket, 157. It's now 4 down.
Oh, well, it was such a good delivery from Matt Potts. As a bowler, you always want to be asking questions for a batter's first delivery. Don't give them a sighter at all, and that's exactly what he's done, and now he finds himself on a hat-trick.
It is, it's the way forward. Quicker, that one. I think it did him for pace a little bit. I said he's deceptively quicker than you think. A little bit quicker, 85 miles per hour. That first ball to Root. The adrenaline after already taking a wicket. Stuck on the crease, Billy Root, wasn't he? Look at the joy. Oh, dear, pitched outside leg.
भाइयों पाइए फ्री क्रिकेट सेशन आईडी, ये वाला जो मैच चल रहा है इसे खेलने का मौका पाइए. जो अभी करंट सेशन आ रहा है उस पे लगाइए, जो भाव आ रहा होगा टीम पे उस पे लगाइए, बिना किसी की मदद से खुद से डाउनलोड कीजिए वन डाइस गेम. अभी के अभी onediceGame.in पर जाकर, या फिर लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में. भाइयों मिलेगा फ्री 50 रुपीज साइन अप बोनस, जिससे आप खेल सकते हैं और खुद ही पैसा विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं. सबसे अच्छी बात है दोस्तों कि आप खुद ही पैसा डाल सकते हैं, खुद ही निकाल सकते हैं. आईपीएल के सारे मैचेस अवेलेबल हैं. ये वाला मैच चल रहा है, इस पर अभी लगाइए, जल्दी जाइए onediceGame.in पर और खेलिए और जीतिए खूब सारा कैश. लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में.
You could just tell he walked straight off. He didn't even wait for the decision. So I think he thought he was out. Inside that leg stump.
On the hat-trick. Nevertheless, that could be just a match changing over there from Matty Potts. A couple of wickets for him into the 28th, 157 for 4.
That one was for my dad.
Glamorgan 157 for 4. They just lost 2 quick wickets, back-to-back wickets. Selman splicing one to mid-off and bit on, and Billy Root, well, just pitched a little bit outside leg. 4th wicket to continue.
Oh, down.
Just sets them back a little bit. Alex Drew, they were going so well, just back-to-back wickets put them on the back foot a bit.
Yeah, I just don't know if it was needed at that time. Someone was batting really well, manoeuvring the ball quite nicely.
Well, the last thing they need is a run out. Just need to settle for 5 or 10 minutes. Just get a little bit of partnership. Carlson, the captain, has played brilliantly. 81 from 56. He's joined by the wicketkeeper Cullen. Just need to just get a little grip on the game again.
Down.
He's been quality. So impressive as Kieran Carlson. Fantastic innings so far. 82 from just 57 balls faced. As you said, I just don't know if it was needed. I mean, someone was batting so well. And as Goffey said when he was on, you know, 1 brings 2. sort of got to rebuild a little bit. I think it's important that they try and give Carson as much strike as possible. He's the one going very nicely. And it's a good wicket. You're going to need a lot of runs.
Oh! Yeah, it's a good partnership, 106. You always have to think at the back of your mind as a batter when you decide to premeditate a shot like that, and it was premeditated, 100%. You know, there has to be a degree of worst case scenario. I know modern batters are all out attack, they want to attack, and that's the great way to be, great mindset to have.
भाइयों पाइए फ्री क्रिकेट सेशन आईडी, ये वाला जो मैच चल रहा है इसे खेलने का मौका पाइए। जो अभी करंट सेशन आ रहा है उस पे लगाइए, जो भाव आ रहा होगा टीम पे उस पे लगाइए, बिना किसी की मदद से खुद से डाउनलोड कीजिए वन डाइस गेम अभी के अभी onedicegame.in पर जाकर, या फिर लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों मिलेगा फ्री 50 रुपीज साइन अप बोनस, जिससे आप खेल सकते हैं और खुद ही पैसा विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं। सबसे अच्छी बात है दोस्तों कि आप खुद ही पैसा डाल सकते हैं, खुद ही निकाल सकते हैं। आईपीएल के सारे मैचेस अवेलेबल हैं। ये वाला मैच चल रहा है, इस पर अभी लगाइए, जल्दी जाइए onedicegame.in पर और खेलिए और जीतिए खूब सारा कैश। लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों पाइए फ्री क्रिकेट सेशन आईडी, ये वाला जो मैच चल रहा है इसे खेलने का मौका पाइए। जो अभी करंट सेशन आ रहा है उस पे लगाइए, जो भाव आ रहा होगा टीम पे उस पे लगाइए, बिना किसी की मदद से खुद से डाउनलोड कीजिए वन डाइस गेम अभी के अभी onedicegame.in पर जाकर, या फिर लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों मिलेगा फ्री 50 रुपीज साइन अप बोनस, जिससे आप खेल सकते हैं और खुद ही पैसा विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं। सबसे अच्छी बात है दोस्तों कि आप खुद ही पैसा डाल सकते हैं, खुद ही निकाल सकते हैं। आईपीएल के सारे मैचेस अवेलेबल हैं। ये वाला मैच चल रहा है, इस पर अभी लगाइए, जल्दी जाइए onedicegame.in पर और खेलिए और जीतिए खूब सारा कैश। लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों पाइए फ्री क्रिकेट सेशन आईडी, ये वाला जो मैच चल रहा है इसे खेलने का मौका पाइए। जो अभी करंट सेशन आ रहा है उस पे लगाइए, जो भाव आ रहा होगा टीम पे उस पे लगाइए, बिना किसी की मदद से खुद से डाउनलोड कीजिए वन डाइस गेम। अभी के अभी OneDiceGame.in पर जाकर, या फिर लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों मिलेगा फ्री 50 रुपीज साइन अप बोनस, जिससे आप खेल सकते हैं और खुद ही पैसा विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं। सबसे अच्छी बात है दोस्तों कि आप खुद ही पैसा डाल सकते हैं, खुद ही निकाल सकते हैं। आईपीएल के सारे मैचेस अवेलेबल हैं। ये वाला मैच चल रहा है, इस पर अभी लगाइए, जल्दी जाइए OneDiceGame.in पर और खेलिए और जीतिए खूब सारा कैश। लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों पाइए फ्री क्रिकेट सेशन आईडी, ये वाला जो मैच चल रहा है इसे खेलने का मौका पाइए। जो अभी करंट सेशन आ रहा है उस पे लगाइए, जो भाव आ रहा होगा टीम पे उस पे लगाइए, बिना किसी की मदद से खुद से डाउनलोड कीजिए वन डाइस गेम। अभी के अभी OneDiceGame.in पर जाकर, या फिर लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों मिलेगा फ्री 50 रुपीज साइन अप बोनस, जिससे आप खेल सकते हैं और खुद ही पैसा विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं। सबसे अच्छी बात है दोस्तों कि आप खुद ही पैसा डाल सकते हैं, खुद ही निकाल सकते हैं। आईपीएल के सारे मैचेस अवेलेबल हैं। ये वाला मैच चल रहा है, इस पर अभी लगाइए, जल्दी जाइए OneDiceGame.in पर और खेलिए और जीतिए खूब सारा कैश। लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों पाइए फ्री क्रिकेट सेशन आईडी। ये वाला जो मैच चल रहा है इसे खेलने का मौका पाइए। जो अभी करंट सेशन आ रहा है उस पे लगाइए, जो भाव आ रहा होगा टीम पे उस पे लगाइए, बिना किसी की मदद से खुद से डाउनलोड कीजिए वन डाइस गेम। अभी के अभी वन डाइस गेम .in पर जाकर, या फिर लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों मिलेगा फ्री 50 रुपीज साइन अप बोनस, जिससे आप खेल सकते हैं और खुद ही पैसा विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं। सबसे अच्छी बात है दोस्तों कि आप खुद ही पैसा डाल सकते हैं, खुद ही निकाल सकते हैं। आईपीएल के सारे मैचेस अवेलेबल हैं। ये वाला मैच चल रहा है, इस पर अभी लगाइए, जल्दी जाइए वन डाइस गेम .in पर और खेलिए और जीतिए खूब सारा कैश। लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों पाइए फ्री क्रिकेट सेशन आईडी। ये वाला जो मैच चल रहा है इसे खेलने का मौका पाइए। जो अभी करंट सेशन आ रहा है उस पे लगाइए, जो भाव आ रहा होगा टीम पे उस पे लगाइए, बिना किसी की मदद से खुद से डाउनलोड कीजिए वन डाइस गेम। अभी के अभी वन डाइस गेम .in पर जाकर, या फिर लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों मिलेगा फ्री 50 रुपीज साइन अप बोनस, जिससे आप खेल सकते हैं और खुद ही पैसा विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं। सबसे अच्छी बात है दोस्तों कि आप खुद ही पैसा डाल सकते हैं, खुद ही निकाल सकते हैं। आईपीएल के सारे मैचेस अवेलेबल हैं। ये वाला मैच चल रहा है, इस पर अभी लगाइए, जल्दी जाइए वन डाइस गेम .in पर और खेलिए और जीतिए खूब सारा कैश। लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों पाइए फ्री क्रिकेट सेशन आईडी। ये वाला जो मैच चल रहा है इसे खेलने का मौका पाइए। जो अभी करंट सेशन आ रहा है उस पे लगाइए, जो भाव आ रहा होगा टीम पे उस पे लगाइए, बिना किसी की मदद से खुद से डाउनलोड कीजिए वन डाइस गेम। अभी के अभी OneDiceGame.in पर जाकर, या फिर लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों मिलेगा फ्री 50 रुपीज साइन अप बोनस, जिससे आप खेल सकते हैं और खुद ही पैसा विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं। सबसे अच्छी बात है दोस्तों कि आप खुद ही पैसा डाल सकते हैं, खुद ही निकाल सकते हैं। आईपीएल के सारे मैचेस अवेलेबल हैं। ये वाला मैच चल रहा है, इस पर अभी लगाइए, जल्दी जाइए OneDiceGame.in पर और खेलिए और जीतिए खूब सारा कैश। लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों पाइए फ्री क्रिकेट सेशन आईडी। ये वाला जो मैच चल रहा है इसे खेलने का मौका पाइए। जो अभी करंट सेशन आ रहा है उस पे लगाइए, जो भाव आ रहा होगा टीम पे उस पे लगाइए, बिना किसी की मदद से खुद से डाउनलोड कीजिए वन डाइस गेम। अभी के अभी OneDiceGame.in पर जाकर, या फिर लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों मिलेगा फ्री 50 रुपीज साइन अप बोनस, जिससे आप खेल सकते हैं और खुद ही पैसा विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं। सबसे अच्छी बात है दोस्तों कि आप खुद ही पैसा डाल सकते हैं, खुद ही निकाल सकते हैं। आईपीएल के सारे मैचेस अवेलेबल हैं। ये वाला मैच चल रहा है, इस पर अभी लगाइए, जल्दी जाइए OneDiceGame.in पर और खेलिए और जीतिए खूब सारा कैश। लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों पाइए फ्री क्रिकेट सेशन आईडी। ये वाला जो मैच चल रहा है इसे खेलने का मौका पाइए। जो अभी करंट सेशन आ रहा है उस पे लगाइए, जो भाव आ रहा होगा टीम पे उस पे लगाइए, बिना किसी की मदद से खुद से डाउनलोड कीजिए वन डाइस गेम। अभी के अभी वन डाइस गेम .in पर जाकर, या फिर लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों मिलेगा फ्री 50 रुपीज साइन अप बोनस, जिससे आप खेल सकते हैं और खुद ही पैसा विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं। सबसे अच्छी बात है दोस्तों कि आप खुद ही पैसा डाल सकते हैं, खुद ही निकाल सकते हैं। आईपीएल के सारे मैचेस अवेलेबल हैं। ये वाला मैच चल रहा है, इस पर अभी लगाइए, जल्दी जाइए वन डाइस गेम .in पर और खेलिए और जीतिए खूब सारा कैश। लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों पाइए फ्री क्रिकेट सेशन आईडी। ये वाला जो मैच चल रहा है इसे खेलने का मौका पाइए। जो अभी करंट सेशन आ रहा है उस पे लगाइए, जो भाव आ रहा होगा टीम पे उस पे लगाइए, बिना किसी की मदद से खुद से डाउनलोड कीजिए वन डाइस गेम। अभी के अभी वन डाइस गेम .in पर जाकर, या फिर लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों मिलेगा फ्री 50 रुपीज साइन अप बोनस, जिससे आप खेल सकते हैं और खुद ही पैसा विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं। सबसे अच्छी बात है दोस्तों कि आप खुद ही पैसा डाल सकते हैं, खुद ही निकाल सकते हैं। आईपीएल के सारे मैचेस अवेलेबल हैं। ये वाला मैच चल रहा है, इस पर अभी लगाइए, जल्दी जाइए वन डाइस गेम .in पर और खेलिए और जीतिए खूब सारा कैश। लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों पाइए फ्री क्रिकेट सेशन आईडी। ये वाला जो मैच चल रहा है इसे खेलने का मौका पाइए। जो अभी करंट सेशन आ रहा है उस पे लगाइए, जो भाव आ रहा होगा टीम पे उस पे लगाइए, बिना किसी की मदद से खुद से डाउनलोड कीजिए वन डाइस गेम। अभी के अभी onediceGame.in पर जाकर, या फिर लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों मिलेगा फ्री 50 रुपीज साइन अप बोनस, जिससे आप खेल सकते हैं और खुद ही पैसा विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं। सबसे अच्छी बात है दोस्तों कि आप खुद ही पैसा डाल सकते हैं, खुद ही निकाल सकते हैं। आईपीएल के सारे मैचेस अवेलेबल हैं। ये वाला मैच चल रहा है, इस पर अभी लगाइए, जल्दी जाइए onediceGame.in पर और खेलिए और जीतिए खूब सारा कैश। लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों पाइए फ्री क्रिकेट सेशन आईडी। ये वाला जो मैच चल रहा है इसे खेलने का मौका पाइए। जो अभी करंट सेशन आ रहा है उस पे लगाइए, जो भाव आ रहा होगा टीम पे उस पे लगाइए, बिना किसी की मदद से खुद से डाउनलोड कीजिए वन डाइस गेम। अभी के अभी onediceGame.in पर जाकर, या फिर लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों मिलेगा फ्री 50 रुपीज साइन अप बोनस, जिससे आप खेल सकते हैं और खुद ही पैसा विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं। सबसे अच्छी बात है दोस्तों कि आप खुद ही पैसा डाल सकते हैं, खुद ही निकाल सकते हैं। आईपीएल के सारे मैचेस अवेलेबल हैं। ये वाला मैच चल रहा है, इस पर अभी लगाइए, जल्दी जाइए onediceGame.in पर और खेलिए और जीतिए खूब सारा कैश। लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों पाइए फ्री क्रिकेट सेशन आईडी। ये वाला जो मैच चल रहा है इसे खेलने का मौका पाइए। जो अभी करंट सेशन आ रहा है उस पे लगाइए, जो भाव आ रहा होगा टीम पे उस पे लगाइए, बिना किसी की मदद से खुद से डाउनलोड कीजिए वन डाइस गेम। अभी के अभी onediceGame.in पर जाकर, या फिर लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों मिलेगा फ्री 50 रुपीज साइन अप बोनस, जिससे आप खेल सकते हैं और खुद ही पैसा विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं। सबसे अच्छी बात है दोस्तों कि आप खुद ही पैसा डाल सकते हैं, खुद ही निकाल सकते हैं। आईपीएल के सारे मैचेस अवेलेबल हैं। ये वाला मैच चल रहा है, इस पर अभी लगाइए, जल्दी जाइए onediceGame.in पर और खेलिए और जीतिए खूब सारा कैश। लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों पाइए फ्री क्रिकेट सेशन आईडी। ये वाला जो मैच चल रहा है इसे खेलने का मौका पाइए। जो अभी करंट सेशन आ रहा है उस पे लगाइए, जो भाव आ रहा होगा टीम पे उस पे लगाइए, बिना किसी की मदद से खुद से डाउनलोड कीजिए वन डाइस गेम। अभी के अभी onediceGame.in पर जाकर, या फिर लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों मिलेगा फ्री 50 रुपीज साइन अप बोनस, जिससे आप खेल सकते हैं और खुद ही पैसा विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं। सबसे अच्छी बात है दोस्तों कि आप खुद ही पैसा डाल सकते हैं, खुद ही निकाल सकते हैं। आईपीएल के सारे मैचेस अवेलेबल हैं। ये वाला मैच चल रहा है, इस पर अभी लगाइए, जल्दी जाइए onediceGame.in पर और खेलिए और जीतिए खूब सारा कैश। लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों पाइए फ्री क्रिकेट सेशन आईडी। ये वाला जो मैच चल रहा है इसे खेलने का मौका पाइए। जो अभी करंट सेशन आ रहा है उस पे लगाइए, जो भाव आ रहा होगा टीम पे उस पे लगाइए, बिना किसी की मदद से खुद से डाउनलोड कीजिए वन डाइस गेम। अभी के अभी onediceGame.in पर जाकर, या फिर लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों मिलेगा फ्री 50 रुपीज साइन अप बोनस, जिससे आप खेल सकते हैं और खुद ही पैसा विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं। सबसे अच्छी बात है दोस्तों कि आप खुद ही पैसा डाल सकते हैं, खुद ही निकाल सकते हैं। आईपीएल के सारे मैचेस अवेलेबल हैं। ये वाला मैच चल रहा है, इस पर अभी लगाइए, जल्दी जाइए onediceGame.in पर और खेलिए और जीतिए खूब सारा कैश। लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों पाइए फ्री क्रिकेट सेशन आईडी। ये वाला जो मैच चल रहा है इसे खेलने का मौका पाइए। जो अभी करंट सेशन आ रहा है उस पे लगाइए, जो भाव आ रहा होगा टीम पे उस पे लगाइए, बिना किसी की मदद से खुद से डाउनलोड कीजिए वन डाइस गेम। अभी के अभी onediceGame.in पर जाकर, या फिर लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों मिलेगा फ्री 50 रुपीज साइन अप बोनस, जिससे आप खेल सकते हैं और खुद ही पैसा विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं। सबसे अच्छी बात है दोस्तों कि आप खुद ही पैसा डाल सकते हैं, खुद ही निकाल सकते हैं। आईपीएल के सारे मैचेस अवेलेबल हैं। ये वाला मैच चल रहा है, इस पर अभी लगाइए, जल्दी जाइए onediceGame.in पर और खेलिए और जीतिए खूब सारा कैश। लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों पाइए फ्री क्रिकेट सेशन आईडी, ये वाला जो मैच चल रहा है इसे खेलने का मौका पाइए। जो अभी करंट सेशन आ रहा है उस पे लगाइए, जो भाव आ रहा होगा टीम पे उस पे लगाइए, बिना किसी की मदद से खुद से डाउनलोड कीजिए वन डाइस गेम। अभी के अभी onediceGame.in पर जाकर, या फिर लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों मिलेगा फ्री 50 रुपीज साइन अप बोनस, जिससे आप खेल सकते हैं और खुद ही पैसा विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं। सबसे अच्छी बात है दोस्तों कि आप खुद ही पैसा डाल सकते हैं, खुद ही निकाल सकते हैं। आईपीएल के सारे मैचेस अवेलेबल हैं। ये वाला मैच चल रहा है, इस पर अभी लगाइए, जल्दी जाइए onediceGame.in पर और खेलिए और जीतिए खूब सारा कैश। लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों पाइए फ्री क्रिकेट सेशन आईडी, ये वाला जो मैच चल रहा है इसे खेलने का मौका पाइए। जो अभी करंट सेशन आ रहा है उस पे लगाइए, जो भाव आ रहा होगा टीम पे उस पे लगाइए, बिना किसी की मदद से खुद से डाउनलोड कीजिए वन डाइस गेम। अभी के अभी onediceGame.in पर जाकर, या फिर लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों मिलेगा फ्री 50 रुपीज साइन अप बोनस, जिससे आप खेल सकते हैं और खुद ही पैसा विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं। सबसे अच्छी बात है दोस्तों कि आप खुद ही पैसा डाल सकते हैं, खुद ही निकाल सकते हैं। आईपीएल के सारे मैचेस अवेलेबल हैं। ये वाला मैच चल रहा है, इस पर अभी लगाइए, जल्दी जाइए onediceGame.in पर और खेलिए और जीतिए खूब सारा कैश। लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों पाइए फ्री क्रिकेट सेशन आईडी। ये वाला जो मैच चल रहा है इसे खेलने का मौका पाइए। जो अभी करंट सेशन आ रहा है उस पे लगाइए, जो भाव आ रहा होगा टीम पे उस पे लगाइए, बिना किसी की मदद से खुद से डाउनलोड कीजिए वन डाइस गेम। अभी के अभी onedicegame.in पर जाकर, या फिर लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों मिलेगा फ्री 50 रुपीज़ साइन अप बोनस, जिससे आप खेल सकते हैं और खुद ही पैसा विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं। सबसे अच्छी बात है दोस्तों कि आप खुद ही पैसा डाल सकते हैं, खुद ही निकाल सकते हैं। आईपीएल के सारे मैचेस अवेलेबल हैं। ये वाला मैच चल रहा है, इस पर अभी लगाइए, जल्दी जाइए onedicegame.in पर और खेलिए और जीतिए खूब सारा कैश। लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में।
At a point of the game where Glamorgan looked like 300 was very achievable.
I was born to be the next big thing. No telling where I'm going, but I'll show you what I mean. Like, na 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 na. They see me moving, but they're never gonna.
For 43.
Matty Potts back into the attack. He's having a good day. 3 wickets for him. He was on a hat trick at one point. 26 runs. Came in fresh from the 100. Very much bolstered this bowling attack for Durham. Oh, that's really nicely played as well. We saved a couple there.
Good fielding. Good fielding. Everything counts now. Body on the line. Slide. And get yourself up. Try and find the ball. Opening bowler, Chris Rushworth, 35 years, not showing it there. Fantastic fielding. Save 2.
Just a few more changes in the field. Matty Potts just making sure everything is right, all the angles are good. Target that wide line, try and go nice and full. Control where he's being hit. It's always so important, isn't it, at the back end of an innings as a bowler. Try and control where you're going to be hit to.
Yeah, captain's trying to say what you're going to bowl. Now set the field accordingly. It's when you get it wrong, when he looks at you and you get the old teapot. But third man's now dropping back. 5 legs in the ring. 2 men on the leg side behind square up. So that means the man in front of square, deep square, sort of deep mid wicket, Long on, long off.
Pressure stop ball again, looking as if he wants to tinker with that wide line, try and go full. Just wants to make another change. He just moved square leg. It's as if he's moving him into a very fine short third. He's also got a third man as well, so just really telegraphing that he wants to try and bowl wide and as full as possible. Is that when you
know that your field's up? You've got to be brave. Because as I said, batsmen are lining you up, and if you find leg up and third man's up, generally you know that the ball's going to be full. So batsman can set himself, but sometimes you've got to be brave and you've got to try double bluff, but it's when it goes wrong that you might get cursed.
Well, it sounds like he's got all of that, and I think he has. Yeah, that'll bring out a maximum, a much needed one as well for Glamorgan. Strike well.
Yeah, great shot. James well. Potts getting full in his length in that slot. And even though it's slower, all the batters, you just can't do that now. They all range it. And he's got a fantastic portion of that on his bat, sailed into the stands.
A good over 12 runs from it. That's the end of the fourth, is it? Morgan 263 for 8.
Last year, more homes canceled cable TV than ever before. Why? It's just too expensive. For half the price of cable, you can get Fubo TV and watch the live sports of TV you love. Try free at FuboTV.com.
Work with to try and get rid of him. Potts bowled well. 2 left, Rain, 2 left.
Another wicket for Durham.
Rain again, sort of wide, full delivery. He's got up and underneath it. Fantastic. Just has to find out where he is. Clark, Graham, fantastic catch. James well has to depart for 15 from 12 balls faced. 263 for 9.
Oh, this is just not the situation Glamorgan want to be in.
फ्री क्रिकेट सेशन आईडी ये वाला जो मैच चल रहा है इसे खेलने का मौका पाइए जो अभी करंट सेशन आ रहा है उस पे लगाइए जो भाव आ रहा होगा टीम पे उस पे लगाइए बिना किसी की मदद से खुद से डाउनलोड कीजिए वन डाइस गेम अभी के अभी onedice.game.in पर जाकर या फिर लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में भाइयों मिलेगा फ्री 50 रुपीज साइन अप बोनस जिससे आप खेल सकते हैं और खुद ही पैसा विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं। सबसे अच्छी बात है दोस्तों कि आप खुद ही पैसा डाल सकते हैं खुद ही निकाल सकते हैं। आईपीएल के सारे मैचेस अवेलेबल हैं। ये वाला मैच चल रहा है इस पर अभी लगाइए जल्दी जाइए onedice.game.in पर और खेलिए और जीतिए खूब सारा कैश। लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में।
Michael Hogan 55 matches averaging 22. Not too bad. He's had a lot of not outs, I reckon, for that average, especially with his best only 16. But it's important. It's so important that they try and last these 50. Don't want to leave any balls whatsoever out in the middle. Just give yourself a chance. Try and get to 290 if you can.
Well, this has gone straight up. It's dropped short. Just looked as if he was slightly rushed. Rain just digging it into the pitch again.
It's good bowling. Just mixing it up. Yeah, it's just hit him, isn't it? It's quite lucky. That's just bouncing no man's land. Just mixing up his pace. Slower balls, slightly quicker balls.
good pickup. It will go all the way. It's a really, really nice pickup from Carey. Just slightly strained down the leg side from Rain, and a much welcome boundary.
Yeah, he's gone for that slower ball again. He's just got his line wrong, especially with fine leg in the 30-yard circle. It's just at the side of the hand. And he's pounced onto that as Carey. Deep square had no chance. And a valuable 4 runs for Glamorgan.
Good. It's just the angle, isn't it? Just the angle, spearing into the right-hander, not giving him any width at all.
So you know what I'll be asking for now, Lydia? I'll be asking, get Yorker in. 9 down, 3.2 overs left. Let's try and get off this pitch.
Nicely played, valuable runs again. Slightly wider from Rain, but really good hand from Carey. Another boundary for him.
Lower order comes in. One thing you do not give them width. And he's absolutely pounced onto this.
भाइयों पाइए फ्री क्रिकेट सेशन आईडी, ये वाला जो मैच चल रहा है इसे खेलने का मौका पाइए। जो अभी करंट सेशन आ रहा है उस पे लगाइए, जो भाव आ रहा होगा टीम पे उस पे लगाइए, बिना किसी की मदद से खुद से डाउनलोड कीजिए वन डाइस गेम। अभी के अभी onedicegame.in पर जाकर, या फिर लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों मिलेगा फ्री 50 रुपीज साइन अप बोनस, जिससे आप खेल सकते हैं और खुद ही पैसा विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं। सबसे अच्छी बात है दोस्तों कि आप खुद ही पैसा डाल सकते हैं, खुद ही निकाल सकते हैं। आईपीएल के सारे मैचेस अवेलेबल हैं। ये वाला मैच चल रहा है, इस पर अभी लगाइए, जल्दी जाइए onedicegame.in पर और खेलिए और जीतिए खूब सारा कैश। लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में।
Just 3 overs to go. Matty Potts bowled well today, 3 for 38. Got key wickets at key times. Still a job to do now. That's with a dot.
Yeah, he runs. I like the way he runs in with a lot of purpose. Good aggression. Just under 86 miles per hour for that last delivery. Lower order don't fancy that pace. Moving around, trying to give himself some whip, trying to create an angle so he can try and flay him over sort of backward point.
That's where it's looking choose. And as you say, mid on and mid off up in the ring, so it suggests that Potts isn't going to go overly full at them, perhaps just a good length. Just try and really control. Just let them hit square of the wicket. I mean, it's a good shot if you can hit down the ground. Someone like Matty Potts.
Especially at the pace he's bowling at the moment. Said number 10's in. Just try and hit the stumps. Yeah, it's good. It's good bowling. Full, straight, fast. Lower batsman, he's trying to, as I said, trying to create the angles, trying to give himself width. There's still balls out there though in the middle. Doesn't be walking back. With 2.5 overs left.
The dot ball, you're all welcome. What was your go-to, Jude, at this stage of the game as a bowler?
Well, I mean, I played in a really good side. I don't really bowl at the death too often. At Azam Mahmood and players like even Saki, we would use Saki because Sakleh Mushtaq, because he had so many different deliveries to Dusra and the faster ball with his normal off spinner. It was hard to pick him at the end. So sometimes he would bowl at the death.
भाइयों पाइए फ्री क्रिकेट सेशन आईडी, ये वाला जो मैच चल रहा है इसे खेलने का मौका पाइए। जो अभी करंट सेशन आ रहा है उस पे लगाइए, जो भाव आ रहा होगा टीम पे उस पे लगाइए, बिना किसी की मदद से खुद से डाउनलोड कीजिए वन डाइस गेम अभी के अभी onedice.game.in पर जाकर, या फिर लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में। भाइयों मिलेगा फ्री 50 रुपीज साइन अप बोनस, जिससे आप खेल सकते हैं और खुद ही पैसा विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं। सबसे अच्छी बात है दोस्तों कि आप खुद ही पैसा डाल सकते हैं, खुद ही निकाल सकते हैं। आईपीएल के सारे मैचेस अवेलेबल हैं। ये वाला मैच चल रहा है, इस पर अभी लगाइए, जल्दी जाइए onedice.game.in पर और खेलिए और जीतिए खूब सारा कैश। लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन में।
So this is what's happened so far in De Morgan's batting innings. Rutherford didn't quite get away. He's been a danger player at the top of the order for them. Salman and Carson then came together. They batted brilliantly, 100 partnership, and then quickly Potts picked up 2 quick wickets on a hat-trick. Now they're in a position where they feel that every single run will count. Just 12 balls left. 274 for 9.
Yeah, 12 balls left. We'd say try and get to a ball. They just got to try and maybe get up to 290. It's a final. Scoreboard pressure, you just never know.
Oh, that's a good start. Sure, Kerry was safe and planted back behind that crease line. Nice smile from Hogan. And a bad looking shot actually. You should get a hand on it. Another slower ball, that's through. Should have been stopped. Point in the ring, and they've managed to squeeze that through. It was Bedingham. The unfortunate of completing a misfield.
It's one of those ones, again, a slower ball from the side of the hand. Lucky bowling a fast leggy. Bedingham is, he won't want to see that. But unfortunately, on the big screen, that's going to be replayed time and time again. Just don't look up. Don't look over that left shoulder. It's sort of just that gully lined 30-yard circle.
Yep, one. Hogan, 4+ score. It's always good, isn't it, when you can find that boundary and then just follow it up quickly with a scoring shot. Keep that scoreboard ticking over, especially if you are a lower order batter. Keep things moving.
Bat and ball. Bat and ball, get to the other end, just keep rotating. Balls in your area, give it a go.
भाइयों पाइए फ्री क्रिकेट सेशन आईडी। ये वाला जो मैच चल रहा है इसे खेलने का मौका पाइए। जो अभी करंट सेशन आ रहा है उस पे लगाइए, जो भाव आ रहा होगा टीम पे उस पे लगाइए, बिना किसी की मदद से खुद से डाउनलोड कीजिए onedice.game